I want to say that whoever is planning and plotting wickedness for this country, whatever pit they are digging, they will be the ones that will fall inside. And I want to bless God for the life of all the obedient movement all over the country. For the high spirit. Let me hear the obedience shout. Now I want to say to you, all of you, the millions of obedience, you either fan the flames and keep the fire burning by conquering the evil, or you allow these evil ones to quench your dreams and destroy your lives and your destiny. You started well last year, that all over the country you were sponsoring yourselves and you were leading the rallies, one rally after the other. And we must push through. We must not slow down. We must finish well. We must sing the real song of a new Nigeria. A new Nigeria is coming in the month of February. Some people said the last time you were talking, you said curse on anyone that votes any wicked person. I will say it again. Anybody that will join hand to bring darkness over Nigeria, God curse those people. I'm not the one only speaking. Go and check the way God said. Any hand joining hand to do wickedness, God said it shall not be well with the wicked. Peter Obi is not standing for himself. He's standing for the masses. He is not the one contesting. The masses are contesting through him. He is not standing for any specific tribe. He's not standing for any specific religion. He is standing for all tribes and all religion. He is the hope of the common man. With Peter Obi, Nigeria will be great again. Following me, we will vote for Peter Obi and Dati Yusuf Ahmed. Stand on your feet and shout, yes!
Okay, yes, we are back now. We are going to start the broadcast. Thank you very much, my people. I appreciate you all. I can see more people joining us right now. If you're just joining us, please help us to share this broadcast. Without your share, we might not be able to reach out to many out there. Help us to share and like. Thank you very much, my people. Once again, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you all, depending on your own region. Yes, we're going to be talking about the things that's affecting you and I, the things that is affecting all of us, Now, all of us, they affect. We cannot shy away from it. It doesn't matter where we reside. It doesn't matter where we live. It doesn't matter if you live in Nigeria or you live abroad. As long as you are a Nigerian, the situation of Nigeria is affecting you. That's why we are here. Thank you very much. Rosemary, thanks for joining us. Thank you, my people. Let's start now. Okay, let me quickly say hello to my panelists before we hit on the first video for today. The link has been reposted again. Use it. Join us here. I can see Victory Eramosele. Thanks for joining us. How are you doing today?
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening to you. It's good to have you back again. So how have you been? Happy New Year to you.
Same to you. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. I'll come back to you. All right. I have Man of Prestige. Good evening to you, sir. Thanks for joining us. How are you doing today, sir?
Oh, great, Naja. It's nice to be here today. Great, Dave.
Thank you. It's good to have you, sir. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right, my brother Israel Asemota. Thanks very much for joining us. How are you doing today?
Thank you so much, my lovely brother. Thank you for having me on the show. Good evening to you as well.
Good evening. Thank you very much. CM, good evening to you, sir. What happened? You joined us early today, Mr. CM. What's happening? Good evening to you, sir. Thank you. All right, we'll come back
to you. Odi is at Onisha today. Okay,
yes.
Onisha.
Yeah. Thank you. I hear way that they talk and say Onisha for Obi. Obviously now, okay. We are going to be showcasing all this later on. Thank you very much, my people. And I see Nolly77 just joining us right now. Good evening to you, sir. Thanks very much for joining us. How are you doing today?
I'm fine, sir. Good evening. How are you?
I'm fine. Good to have you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I'll come back to every one of you. I appreciate you all. Yes, we have a couple of rally from our principal, Mr. Peter Gregory Obi. But before that, I would like us to start with Arise first. I'm going to start with Arise. You know, remember, there's a rumor that was going on a couple of days ago, maybe yesterday, I guess, or a couple of hours ago, that Atiku was rushed to the UK because he's sick. But we have a video now circulating that no, he went there with his entourage for a meeting that is not sick and all that. So I want us to listen to what Arise TV have to say about this. Before that, let me quickly welcome Jude King. Jude King, thanks for joining us. We lost you there. Please use the link to join us again, and let's take it from here. Thank you very much, my people. Let's listen to this.
Continue what's trending. The People's Democratic Party's Presidential Campaign Council on Monday debunked claims on social media suggesting that the party's flag bearer, Atiku Abubakar, is ill and had been flown to London for medical treatment. On Sunday, the spokesperson of the party's Presidential Campaign Council, Dino Melaye, in a short video clip posted on social media, described the reports as lies of repentant liars, adding that the former vice president traveled to the United Kingdom at the invitation of the British government. Well, a video now making the rounds on social media revealed the moment Atiku arrived in the United Kingdom looking hale and hearty. Dr. Bati, you know I love that video. It was like, see.
Okay, I would like us to listen to Rufai quickly on this. Before that, there was a statement from Ayodo that I would like us to listen to as well. Okay, let's start from here.
Doctor was speaking about by the way, that was Breno Mokwi's daughter that presented him with the flower. So his people were there, but I would assume even bare good manners would say that if you invite someone to meet with them, especially someone of a high ranking, you will be at the airport to receive them. I think that's even beyond for diplomacy and all that. You would go and meet them, but it looks like it's the PDP that's invited him to London or to the United Kingdom because they're the ones who've gone out to welcome him. It would be great to see him come home. What is this obsession with London? I don't understand. Let him come home to Nigerians who are the ones that are voting for him and come and campaign.
You're not alone, Ayo. Rufai.
I mean, so during political season.
Before we move on with Rufai, this is one of the things I'll be talking about. These guys, if they want to have a meeting, they go to London. We that is clamoring for them, we're in Nigeria. I don't know how that make any sense. They don't have no single respect for any of us. They don't have regard for us. They don't have any interest in Nigerians. They have interest for themselves. They are competing with themselves. They care about themselves and themselves only, not about you and I. If they want to have a meeting, that they go to London, go to America, it's crazy. It's crazy. All this must stop, especially on the medical side. Whenever they are sick, they rush to London to have a medical care. What about you and I that lives in Nigeria? They have never, ever, ever, ever prioritized you and I. Never. If you are sick, you go, you're sick there. If you are lucky, you meet with a good doctor that can look after you, and by God's grace, you survive. But if you're unlucky, you meet with a doctor that doesn't care, that can forget any kind of object in your belly or whatever, and that's it. You're done. This is the reason why we are saying we need Peter Obi. We are not saying Peter Obi is a saint, but if you check the people that Peter Obi is competing with, God forbid, I don't want Tinubu or Atiku to happen to me again. Never. Let's listen to what Rufai have to say here.
There's all sorts of stories running around. It's political season. But the formative question here is the man ill? That's a proof of life. We can see the man walking. Yes, his PDP people and everything might be there to welcome him. But let's set it empirically straight. Correct me if I'm wrong. Even if President Muhammadu Buhari is invited officially to the UK, I've not seen the British Prime Minister come and receive him at the airport. The last time I saw that kind of honor was accorded to any Nigerian leader, that they had representative, I think even up to the vice president of a world power receiving Nigerian prime minister then was when Tafawa Balewa went on his couple of days trip in America in the 60s. That was the last time I saw. But normally, if it's an intergovernmental meeting, I'm not sure that predominantly it's okay an entourage comes to receive him. Since it's an intergovernmental interface, he's not yet the president. Maybe if he's the president, that might be different. But even if he's the president, I've not seen a place where the British Prime Minister or leader of another nation comes out, wait out at the airport. I have not seen that in a while, all right? So please do not get me wrong as regards that. But also moving forward, I think what is incumbent on our political candidates, and like I said rightly, is be honest and transparent with Nigerians. Nigerians, as we speak today, need to be able to know the tax returns of their presidential candidates. Let's even see how much they're paying in taxes. Let's even see how much they're contributing to their country, and also their medical reports, so we can see what is going on with them. At least we can have a fair idea. We're not saying, oh, if people have medical qualms, then don't vote for them. No, it is God that owns life. One of the most effective presidents in America, I keep saying, Roosevelt, was in a wheelchair. And he marshaled out a war. But
Okay, thank you very much, my people. We are going to stop that particular video right there. I would like us to briefly watch a video on our principal today in Onitsha. So let's take that. Although this video is not very stable, but we can hear the voice. Let's take it from here.
We negotiate, discuss, majority people. And I bring back.
Although Peter Obi was speaking on his language here, I don't understand Igbo. Maybe Mr. Pansat, okay, Pansat is not with us. Mr. CM might be able to interpret to us later on.
Trading community. And I'm not a trading state. It's a manufacturing state. Those industries will come back. You will support them. I supported them as governor. I supported you nothing. I built industrial estate in Onitsha. I supported you nothing. Now we are going to do it in Kano. We are going to do it in Kaduna. We are going to do it in Lagos. We are going to do it in Kogi. If you know here, we used to be partner with Boronu State. Now Boronu gets the blast of Angara. How many years back?
All right. Thank you very much, my people. I appreciate you all. Thank you. Okay. Before we move on, I would like us to quickly talk on these two videos, because we have another video that we'll talk on later on. We are going to play later on. Let's quickly just talk on this in three minutes before we move on to the bigger one. So, Victory, can you hear me? Okay, let's
definitely. I can hear you. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening to you, Victory. Thanks very much for joining us. Okay, what is your take so far with the campaign that is currently going on with the presidential race, and what is your stand for videos?
For me, the campaign is going well, and people are really turning up. I hope they turn up like this too during the election, because it's one thing to campaign and go to rally ground. It's another thing to really vote that day. For me, it's going well. It's fine. And my stand, I need a better Nigeria, a Nigeria where I can tell people that I am a Nigerian without thinking twice. So definitely, I stand with Peter Obi. So for that reason, today I entered bus from somewhere going to my house, and everybody in the bus were complaining. Some person said it was the whole presidential things that is causing the issues. They're touts everywhere, attacking bus drivers and all of that. And after the whole talk, I was quick to tell them that's why you need to get your PVC and vote the right person. Not thinking about religion or not thinking about tribe, because last, with tribe or no tribe, you will suffer, and who you're voting for, who that is your tribe, will not even see you or no. And the woman inside the bus said, yes, it's true. I've been there for 3 days and I'm still going there tomorrow. I must collect my PVC. And I was like, okay, I think everybody's tired of this whole
you think Nigerians are ready this time?
This time Nigerians are ready, and looking at it, funny enough, most of the people that are actually ready to vote are people that have not been voting before. That is where the whole bomb is going to be coming from, because they are going to be bribing the same set of old men and women that vote before and all of that. And the people that are ready to vote right now are the youth who have refused to vote before. Many of them have this PVC. Some don't even vote because they feel like their vote is not, it does not count.
Yeah.
So they've always allowed the mothers and the fathers and grandfathers and all of that to do the whole stress while they just sit back at home and press phone. But this time they are exposed and they know what they want. They are suffering. So the people that are going to be voting this time, I was telling someone, and I'm still saying it here, are people who feel less concerned about votes. They are the ones that are going to be voting this time, because they have gone through hell in the hands of this whole present administration. And I still believe that it's going to work, because a young lady said the boss was like, where the people, the only 2 candidates that are available are not, the both of them are not good. And I said, it's not just 2 candidates now. We have Peter Obi, we have Konko, so we have others. And he said, they will not allow Peter Obi to win. I was shocked when a woman from the back said, "Oh, Tokam, they can't do it." I was like, okay, this Obi movement is strong. And the woman said, they can't try it. You just vote first and see. They will know. I said, oh. And the woman said, if not so, I'm a cook in Nigeria. Like, we'll just share the Nigeria if Peter Obi did not win. And from the way she sounded, she wasn't sounding like an Igbo woman. Obviously, she's a Yoruba woman.
Okay.
And I was, so I believe Peter Obi is gonna stand well. I stand with him, and I believe and I pray to God that people really turn up for him, because the campaign is going well. People are turning up, but please, let's also vote even as we are campaigning.
Okay, thank you very much, Victory. Thanks for your submission right there. Before I will move on now to the next person, which is going to be a man of prestige, but let's quickly watch 1 minute or 2 from this crowd.
Asaba, thank you. Listen. Come on, Asaba. Thank you for believing in people. Thank you for the news. Thank you. Gracias. This is a Nigerian one. Everybody's now moving from consumption to production. Let my people go. They don't come again, no. Last time if you check them, they're the same people. And 15 hour salt. The handwriting is crystal clear. Shine your eyes. We are tired of us. Please make way. Nobody can lose here. Okay. If you know, you know. Okay. 4 years class where you study. 15 years now, you never see get work. The company says school has come when education is key. We don't need to go easy country. Because none of us more money. No one has the mind they use to give away in the name of the country is broke. We never pushing the right candidate into the right position. Let's go fix the right results are back. Let's not whether they like it or not. It's Peter Obi or Martin. We know you love her. It's okay. It's okay. Don't driver say you don't do make it look on stage. Make it look on stage. We know say you love your president. We love you, Mrs. Nagimagi. They love my chiki one. The only one that get right when you need the next 6 feet. I end this.
Our principal don't even have a space to drive through. You can see this. Just check the law for Christ's sake. No space to drive through. In fact, God, this is so organic. I've never seen this before. I've never seen this before, to be honest. Wow, let's listen.
DJ, can I make some apologies here? I beg, if you love your president, make some noise! If you love your president, listen. If you love your president, make way for your president to come. Make way for your president to come. Make way for your president. Make way for your president. Please. Security are doing your job. Please be careful with our wires there, please. Be careful with our wires there, please. No movement there, please. Security, please. No movement there, no movement around there, please. Thank you. Allow your president to come down from lecture now. Make it come out from lecture now. Come on from lecture now. He will come and be here. He promised and he will deliver.
As soon as they see Peter Obi no see where pass come down for his side car. Now that be the wala way with this. So Peter Obi see they have to smuggle him out. God.
Ladies and gentlemen, very beautiful, gorgeously dressed, a very table there. No person where just find like this. The only woman I beg you, see, make I tell you one thing. All the presidents that they do. None of them don't get right when you name them like yourself. When they make some sweet. Please picture to Her Excellency, Mrs. Margaret Obi, the Washington president. Come on. Hold on. Asabari. Please, my name is Chiki. God bless you. Thank you for coming. Thank you.
my people, the situation where we find ourselves for here, they say they don't let Peter Obi come out. You know, see where pass. That is the height of the love. You can see right there. We are going to stop this video now so we can start talking, okay? We are going to start talking. I want to quickly talk on this briefly. Then before we move on to the bigger one, I don't want to congest all the videos right away. Let me start with Man of Prestige. Man of Prestige, sir. What is your take on this? Good evening to you once again.
Yeah, good evening, Niger Watch. It's nice to be on this platform. Wow, that I say what I say is wow. This is euphoria. This is what I call love. Everything is very organic in this case. I mean, this is undisputable love. This is not just what's transpiring in our nature. This has been going on all over Nigeria. Forget about what anybody said, because when you see all this rally, it's not about what really happened there. Because if you look, other political party, particularly APC, they are renting cry like what happened in I think it was in Kanu. People were equaling that to be something that has never happened. I mean, it's rented. I mean, they organize people from all over the country to come there because they have the logistics, they have the money and everything. But look at what I'm seeing right now. It's not just what I'm seeing right now. This happened in Delta State yesterday too. I mean, it's very organic. That gets to show you that the power of the people that is going to prevail, regardless of what anybody said. I mean, Obi is going to get the complete total vote, and to the extent winning too. There's no doubt about it in my mind. Let's just pray, hopefully everything will come as we pray to it. It's gonna happen. There's no doubt about it. Like Obi was speaking in the the earlier video you played when he was speaking about the innocent motive. So what he was really actually saying that because of the from consumption to production, that was implemented. And innocent motive is one of the, one of the criteria that that he can push from every part of the country. It's not just going to be what happened in Anambra. The innocent motive benchmarking is going to prevail in other part of the country. And that's what he's trying to say, because he's going to have the engine to implement it. It's not just, from consumption to production. You have to implement the engine.
Yeah.
And if you use that, then something good is going to come out of it. But I'm just so happy about what's going on in Nigeria right now,
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you. I would like us to listen before I move on to the next. But let's listen for a minute or two for to hear what Mr. Peter Obi is saying.
Nigeria will produce food you will eat because we have farmland in the north. We will cultivate all those empty farmland in the north, and we will use the goods I produce labor to turn into factory in the east and everywhere. If the ever factory is true, and then export through Port Harcourt, through Warri, through Onitsha Wharf. Ọmọdé kúndà máa ma kúsọ̀rí náà lórí àlọ́ kúndà máa ma lè fi esi anam banza abako biru Abuja. Abuja 3 hours. I get nepia. Aya lugeba. Aka jama me kwa kurinde. Eba no kita.
Okay. Thank you very much, my people. Now let's move on to the bigger one, so that we can take all of them together.
Can I say something?
Yes. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, I think what he was really saying, in Igbo translation, he was talking about, setting up the engine, to implement all this production. It's not going to be a matter of consumption anymore. It's going to be production. Then he was saying about setting up a good network road from all part of the country. It's just going to be like about 3 hours. Then he gave an example from the east to Abuja. It's only going to be about 3 hours. That's the kind of network he's going to set up. So in a nutshell, that's what he was saying.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. All right. I'd like to hear from the next person here, which is, let me quickly check who's the next person. Machiavelli. Everybody, 3 minutes now, so we can move on to the bigger one. Because I want this first segment not to be more than 1 hour 30 minutes if we can. Mr. Israel, please.
Thank you.
Talk to us, my brother.
Thank you very much, my lovely brother. I'm very pleased with what Obi is doing right now. It looks like a revolution that I've seen the likes of the Black Lives Matter, having to throw more of the weight now on the black people to actually have a voice because they were actually voiceless. So that's, momentum has actually transformed a lot of people. And if you see if you replicate it to what is actually happening in Iran, like the Mahsa Amini revolution, that is, moving the likes of the Iranian government, shaking them to the core, that the voice of the young people is actually strong. That is what Obi has replicated in the Nigerian system, trying to wake up the Nigerian youth of how important they are in the society, and how they are going. If they don't do it now, it is going to be a problem in the future. And most of these people have actually seen it. And that is why you see those people who were playing football at that time when there were elections, these old oligarchs have always been telling you, when it comes to election, nobody vote because of the way they weaponize the society and, disenfranchise them. Obi has actually made that seed germinate again to have a strong say, a strong word, motivation, hope, aspiration, beliefs. So that is what Obi is putting into them. And one thing he said so far just now when I was listening to his statement, he said, I'm ready to negotiate. I'm ready to talk to you. You see, he's actually replicating about those who have been, tired of the system, who think they're being sidelined and they're not being listened to. And we're talking about the people who are agitating, and which is very good of a government who comes in to say, well, we will always have you always have your fair share. You say your point and we will dialogue with you. I think that is how to heal a society. Give them that sense of belonging. I think that is one of the things that actually struck me. And this is the reason why I sat down and said, I am going to make sure I do everything to make sure that Nigeria gets back its democracy. Having people like Peter Obi, who has always championed my kind of aspiration, my goal, and whatever I stand for as a Democrat. He has actually shown him. And this is the reason, as a hardcore person, which I've always been, and I've always don't want to make sure I see myself with people who are oligarchs that have always shared the money and never to see the people. But right now, Obi has actually changed my mind to say, yes, I am going to support whatever this guy puts on the table. In terms of policies, he's been leading the race. So I think Nigerians should always go for someone that is always going to be productive. And that was what struck my mind. When I first saw him spoke, and the first time I listened to him, he said, I'm going to take Nigeria from consumption to production. That is what equality is. We are not talking about quantity. We want quality. Thank you.
Thank you very much, my brother. Thank you. Mr. CM, is your turn next. Please talk to us in 3 minutes on this particular one before we move on.
Okay, thank you very much, Yeah, good evening, everybody. Yeah, just briefly, actually, the Obi phenomenon hit on each other today. So even I've received from my friends, people calling me since I've been on WhatsApp with them. The thing is, what Obi said, you see the crowd shouting. He told them that it was at Onitsha. I helped to re-establish the industrial estate at Hate Bridge. They said yes. You hear people saying confirm, meaning yes. Then he said from Onitsha, then we went to Newi. I helped to bring out Enosin, and then others followed suit. They say confirm, they are aware, because you can't deceive the people. He said now the next task is to make it national. Kaduna, Abuja, Kogi, everywhere, the crowd went into ecstasy. Then the second one he was telling them, he said, we are moving from consumption to production, that all food stuff can be importing food. There are fertile lands in the north, it will be farmed everywhere. We will use Warri Seaport for export. We use Port Harcourt Seaport for export, and then Onitsha Seaport. Then the crowd went wide again. So he's telling them that, let them remember, there is a place called Nzam in Anambra State by the river, near the river Niger. He said from there's a road he will construct linking to Kogi, then to Abuja. Within 3 hours, we are in Abuja. So you don't need say give them the infrastructure they need so that they can fly. Then the crowd went wide. So the thing is, Obi is known. People know he's capable of doing it because one, he's not selfish. He's not after himself anymore. Obi is giving out every month. At least 2 schools must receive 1 million naira from him. And that school cannot be in Anambra. It can be in Plateau. It can be in Taraba. It can be in Yobe. He travels even before today. So they know him that he's not going there for himself. He's going there to expose Nigeria, to sort of bring the even development, industrialize Nigeria. The meaning of from consumption to production means industry. There's nothing you are producing. You can't be producing without industry. So whether it's agricultural product from the middle belt, they process it in Kaduna, maybe to process the one for export, put it through the rail, bring it down to Warri for export, to Lagos for export, but mainly Port Harcourt because of the depth of the seaport there, and then Ibon seaport, the one in Calab, the one in Akwa Ibom. So that's what he's trying to explain to them, that is the plan he had for them. And then what do you want the people to do so that they can get job and move? So quickly, if I still have like a minute left, on Obasanjo, oh, sorry, Obasanjo, I mean, sorry, not Obasanjo, Atiku in London. This people
okay, go ahead.
You know, Atiku in London. See, there is nobody in government inviting Atiku. Under what basis? British government invited him. You know, these people, they like to tell lies. British government now that Britain is battling with, what are they inviting Atiku for what? And then you say Atiku, why can't they show us if really he was invited by any government official? They should have showed us either when they were shaking hands or when maybe in the meeting they were coming. I mean, there are signs to show. But all you hear is maybe it's coming from a train station or they went to eat McDonald's somewhere. And then Reno Omokri presented her daughter with a flower they must have bought by the side. Maybe that cannot be more than £1.50 now. Yeah, this is UK. And this is winter. This is not the season to issue flower. Flower is not expensive now because it's winter. It's only in the summer. So you must, all these things that make believe and look at their free. In fact, looking at Atiku, he's not healthy. That's from my own judgment. From what I've seen, he's not healthy. But the hospital he went to, I don't know. But later it will be revealed. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr.
Sorry, Mr. Ninja Watch. Sorry. There's if you watched, sorry, Mr. Ninja Watch, the video you played for Atiku, there is nobody like a white person there. The only white person there, go back and watch that video, was the pilot. And he was even feeling cold.
Exactly.
You see it.
I saw it. Yes. Yes, Mr. Joseph Orji, yes, I saw that Raymond Dokbesi was arrested yesterday, allegedly for rape. I don't understand how 70 years old man will rape somebody in London. So UK government detained him yesterday, but I'm not too sure of the current state. So
they said he was being released. He's been released. He's been released. It was just he was just being questioned and released.
Okay, and that Raymond Dekbesi, in case some of you not sure who he is the owner of AIT, right? Yes. So
Yes.
Yeah, we're not here to talk much about that. You know how it is now. All these our leaders, all of them have one or two things that is affiliated with them, which is wrong. Okay, let's quickly move on now to the next person so that we can hit on, because we have Patrick Obayagbon came on air today, and we also have Jubrin, so we're going to be talking about these two characters soon. But meanwhile, let's hear 3 minutes from Nolly 77. Please talk to us. Good evening to you once again.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much, Naija Watch.
Thank you, sir.
I really appreciate your sacrifice. What I just want to say is that when people are giving us wrong analysis that they will not be voting in the eastern Nigeria, the insecurity, does this thing show like a place where there's insecurity? They are just trying to make us feel demoralized. And they say that charity begins at home. Actually, this shows that Obi This is exactly what when they say charity begins at home. So I expected Anambra people or Onitsha people to gather this way. So you found out that what Soludo or what actors or those people who are down there talking absolute nonsense, what they are talking does not resonate to the people of the land. Come that September 25th, February 25th, you will see that we are even talking about 100%. So this particular thing, they just show it. And about this man who come to England. Dino Melaya and the Reno Omokri, they are just those guys. They really baffles me, because many a times there are videos there. Sometimes when they shoot some video, they don't edit it. They put it on the internet and thinking that all of us are foolish as they are. There are many things we saw. Even the small girl, she was traumatized. Even upon the father was there. She was traumatized. She was just crying all throughout. That's to tell you that things are not right, because I've never seen where these people they go. Like they say they go to one parliament in England. When Obi come to England, you saw him meeting with the white people, shaking hand with them. But when these people come, it's from one McDonald's, just like PCM say, to one train station, or I'm telling you, it's just it's something. Let us just believe that this man have won this election. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Please, everybody stick to your 3 minutes, because we are going to start the proper broadcast soon. That's why I want everyone to quickly talk on this. Henry Gabriel, thank you very much, sir, for joining us. Good evening to you. Please talk to us in 3 minutes. Thank you very much, sir, for joining us.
Yeah, hello.
Hello.
Yeah, good evening, Nigeria Watch. Good evening, everybody.
Thank you, sir.
I'm just really impressed when I see my president. I feel bombs cold in my body. See the love, see the organic love. Somebody was saying, they said he cannot go to Anambra State, cannot go to his hometown. Where is he now? These are things we are talking about. You cannot force anybody to love Obi. You will love Obi because what he has quality. This man is where the mother, the father, the parents who gave birth to him really, really, really well. Because if you see this man talking, you forced to love him. I was just happy when I see the turnout. The turnout was so huge. So Ludona, what are you going to do about it? I don't know what you're going to do about it now. Maybe you're going to have a heart attack now when you see this one now. I don't know. So I'm just looking forward on this February 25th. I just want to hear my president is there. That is it. New Nigeria is coming.
Thank you.
This is what I'm telling them every day at home when I call home. Cousins, friends, New Nigeria. Obi is the man. They say they are looking forward to these days. Everybody's intact. My father is 98 years old man. He said he's going to go and vote. Okay, my father reads newspaper, he listens to news. He hear about Obi all the time. He says he's going to vote for him because he wants a better Nigeria for us. So for Mr. Atiku, I see no reason what is he doing in the UK? And the man is not healthy. You can see it yourself without somebody telling you. Don't look healthy. They say they invite government, UK government invited to do what there? He's not a president. We have Nigerians, he want to come as a president in Nigeria. What's he doing in UK? Obi can go everywhere. Look at Obi. He travel everywhere. People like this Atiku cannot move anywhere. Nigeria should open their eyes this time. We are not about a party or religion or ethic, whatever. This is our life now.
Thank you, my brother.
Now or never. Look at Brazil. Sorry to divide. Look at Brazil today. The revolution is there now because they said they ring the election. They need to go to the just like our own now. We're going to use the electronic voting. They need to go in there to see how they manipulate everything. But now they shut everywhere down in Brazil. Annex should hear me well now. He should not try any mess.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. All right, let's quickly move on now to the next person, which is Son of God. Good evening to you. You have only 3 minutes. You guys don't worry. On the second segment, we're going to have more minutes, but let's quickly talk on this. Good evening to you once again, sir.
Hello, good evening. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you for having me today. I was a bit lucky today. I was able to find. Normally, I don't have any space to join. So, all right. So it's good that I came a bit early today. Right. So there's not a lot to say. I mean, everybody can see what is going on in Nigeria now. My only prayer is looking like Obi is going to get the majority vote in the country. I mean, that's where it's looking. I don't think there's any doubt in anybody's mind. If it's a free and fair election, Obi will likely get the majority vote. My only prayer right now is that he gets enough spread to be able to get because he still has to get 24, at least 25% in 24 states. That's my only what I'm praying that she gets spread. But for winning the election, I think it's looking like that thing that Donye Kubo said at the very start is going to be a tsunami. When he said that, when they started the campaign, that what is going to happen will be a tsunami. I think it's looking like it's going to be, because everybody knows what is going on. Everybody knows that this man, there's no, as far as Nigeria is concerned, Obi is a saint. There's no politician in Nigeria that has his record. A man that is zero corruption. I mean, it's unheard of. So this is, if there was anything, they would have brought it up by now. So it's just a delight to watch what is happening. I only hope that eventually he gets his spread. For winning the election, I think it's almost guaranteed that he's going to get the majority of votes. And what people like the Bodlon man and all the rest are scared of. They know that this man is going to retire them. For Atiku, there's not a lot to talk about Atiku. When that rumor came out that he was rushed to UK for medical treatment from Sahara reporters, it was clear they had to find a way to cover it up. So
exactly, you are right. They have to find every means.
So they went and created a picture of him. Because that leaking, the way they leaked that story that he went there for, because you can imagine, Atiku has been out of circulation since late last year. He went to Dubai. He has not been. Nobody has seen him anywhere since late last year. So suddenly the thing leaked that he was rushed to UK for medical attention. Before you know it, they went and brought out a picture of him in UK. So that shows you that trying to cover up, this whole thing is going to. He's definitely not well, and Tinubu is not well. So we have two people.
How long they are going to continue to deceive themselves like
they're
this?
deceiving themselves. They know. Look, even Atiku himself knows that the election is over, because someone like Atiku himself, he has a lot of things that are against him. They all know the election is over. They're hoping to rig or to buy votes, but I don't think it's going to work because Nigerians are ready. Nigerians are ready to put their life, because some people now, the only hope they have in Nigeria now is that election.
Okay.
Some people are holding on for their life, and they're saying, "Let me just hold on to the election. Let me hold on to the election." That's my only hope. If they try to take that hope for Nigerians, Nigeria may not exist again. So they better know what they're doing, because some people, this is their last. This is the thing that they're hoping for. This is their last card for hope. So,
okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I'll come back to you. Mr. Collins, thanks for joining us. Good evening to you. Please talk to us in 3 minutes, sir.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for
what happened in Anambra today have shown people that you don't need to listen to the so-called the Igbo politicians, the so-called Igbo leaders. People have proven to them that we don't listen to the so-called politicians. We listen to our own self. We listen to our own citizens. So we don't listen to the so-called politicians. So what Anambra people did today have proven today people that Soludo don't have any ground in Anambra. Soludo don't control anybody in Anambra. The other man don't control anybody in Anambra. And look at the kind of people that come today to welcome Peter Obi. Look at the likes of Ezife. Those are the former governors. The leaders, the traditional rulers that comes today to welcome Peter Obi. That carries a lot of weight. So if anybody that is not believing, I keep telling people that Peter Obi don't need to do any campaign in Southeast. He don't need campaign in Southeast, because every vote in Southeast is going to for Peter Obi. I remember when Jonathan contested for election during Jonathan's period. every vote in Southeast went for Jonathan. If people in the Southeast can vote for Jonathan, then what about Peter Obi, their own son? So they will do more than, they will do enough to make sure that Peter Obi win the election. So he don't need anything. He don't need to do much in Southeast. Like people, I keep telling people that all Peter Obi need to do, try as much you can to sell yourself to people. Forget about the home. We will take care of when it comes to home. And that is what people are doing. So what happened in Anambra today? This is just in Onitsha. Imagine when this is only just in Onitsha. So imagine the whole Anambra, when it comes to vote, the Anambra voting, the whole Southeast voting. So they are going to vote massively. So when it comes to PDP, they have lost their vote because they always brag with it. When it comes to Southeast, that is where PDP always get their vote. So now they have lost their vote. The APC have lost, they can't even get one in Southeast. That one is sure bet. So what people did today in Anambra, they really did me proud. I was very happy because they come out to prove to Nigeria that Soludo, you keep listening, don't have anything. Soludo don't even can't control this crowd. Soludo cannot control even a half of, he can't control a crowd like this. So that shows you who owns Anambra and whose people knows in Anambra. So they know Peter more than Soludo. So what people did today really proved to me that we don't need to scared, we don't need to worry. This election is going to hold whether they like it or not. And at the end of the day, people's choice will emerge. And because people choose Peter Obi, and he's going to emerge victorious. So we don't need to be scared in anything that is going on. And about Atiku, they just keep deceiving themselves. Why are you proving picture to us to show us that Atiku is healthy? We don't need to. Are we proving Peter Obi to you that show you that Peter Obi is healthy? You see Peter Obi every day. Look at what Peter Obi did after a town hall, the channels town hall. He went to Brekete. From Brekete, he went to Delta. From Delta, he went to now.
He's everywhere.
That shows you how we don't need to prove ourselves to anybody. So we already have the whole thing. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Collins. Alex Adopikin, good evening to you. You have 3 minutes. Talk to us so we can move on to the next segment.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Mr. Ives, God bless you for your good work. I'm only just smiling here, Joe, because as they pain them, they sweet us. Mm-hmm. So make we just make and they pain them well. This one is organic. My own younger sister is married to an Igbo man, and they live in Anambra State. She was there. She even made a selfie and sent to me. So firsthand, it's like I was even there today. So my people, I keep saying we are there. The journey, we don't reach there. We don't need to think or worry about waiting all these people they talk. No, this is real love. You could see, you could feel it. Even a blind person, in fact, you could see inside this one. So why we can't think about what they talk about us? We are moving. Tsunami, it will pull everything. So Obi just came at the right time to take Nigeria out of the mess Nigeria has been in. So we are very, very happy about this. Then about Mr. Atiku, I don't think we need to waste much time about that at all. They are always defending themselves. Look, this drama queen and king, I go still wait for there. They tell us, they give us bullshit. I'm very sorry for using that word. But what I'm trying to say is that we shouldn't even think about what they are showing us. They are just wasting their time, and we are moving on. So let's just move on and
thank you.
Just overlook them.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay. All right. I appreciate every one of you that have contributed so far. So I would like us to move on now in the second segment. You see how we rush this quick segment is very, very important for us so that we can move on to the second segment, because this is where we really need to talk and analyze of the things that's affecting you and I. We have Patrick Obayagbon today, who was interviewed in Arise. Everything he talked about, I want us to listen here. We have 2 important videos to play, Patrick Obayagbon and Jubril. We're going to play both of them together, but I want us to start with Patrick Obayagbon first, then we'll take it from there. Thank you very much, my people. Please make una help us share this broadcast. I appreciate every one of you. And somebody actually gave us a super chat earlier on. Thank you so much for the super chat. That was Freedom Simple. Thank you very much for the super chat. May God bless you. Appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please help us to share, like this broadcast. The dollar sign is right there on the comment section. Please hit on it. Encourage us to do more for you. We thank you. We thank you. We thank you. Now God bless all of you now. Let's listen to what Patrick Obayagbon have to say here. Please pay attention to these videos. God bless you all.
We have Patrick Obayagbon. He's a member of the APC Presidential Campaign Council and a former member of the House of Representatives. He joins us now in the studio to discuss all of this. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's go back to the issue of endorsements, because that seems to be what President Buhari has done, you know, endorsing Bola Tinubu and, of course, Aisha Ahmed Binani, who's, of course, is fondly referred to as Binani in Adamawa State there. When you had former President Olusegun Obasanjo endorse Peter Obi of the Labour Party, that's presidential candidate of the Labour Party, you had Chief Clark, Edwin Clark, endorsing the same gentleman, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party. The APC actually just went to town and said, look, these endorsements have no value whatsoever. That if anything, it's totally meaningless. But here you are having the president endorse Tinubu and Binani.
Let me say straight away,
right,
without any degree of irrepency, that the endorsement of former President Matthew Aremu Okekeolakan Obasanjo drips of logoroic megalomania that verges on messianic monomania as characteristic of him. Nobody says that Aremu Okekeolakan Obasanjo does not have a right to his preference. But his preference is not a political Roma locuta et cosa finita et. When Rome has spoken, there's nothing more to be said. He has no moral compass to pontificate on the direction of this country. I dare say that the endorsement of former President Obasanjo is both a political incubus and a political succubus, a cancer for Peter Obi. Why do I say so?
In what way?
Yes, why do I say so? Peter Obi has gone to Martin Olympus to announce to the whole world in Kabudo and in Olus Bolus that his mantra is to retrieve Nigeria from the ancient regime and give it to the new generation. Is former President Aremu Okekeolakan Obasanjo not part of that ancient regime? Does it not represent the corruptive processes that has taken place in this country?
The current President Muhammadu Buhari is a contemporary of the same former leader that you referred to. Are you saying that he's totally irrelevant to the future of Nigeria, including this president who is endorsing a presidential candidate who plans or hopes to take over the reins of power going forward?
President Muhammadu Buhari is the party leader of APC. So he has the political locus in quo to engage in any political peregrination in any part of the country, to be able to give voice and vent to his party's candidate. Not so with Aremu Okekeolakan Obasanjo, a man who planned a fake coup d'etat against the 1999 Constitution.
It's interesting because your candidate has visited the hilltop residence of former President Olusegun Obasanjo, which is like a political mecca. You know, everybody goes to seek for his wisdom, political wisdom, they say.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, your candidate has visited him in Abeokuta, Ogun State capital. Then was his wisdom worthless?
My candidate equally visited former President Goodluck Jonathan. My candidate equally visited IBB. These are former past presidents of the country. So it only becomes symbolical and disrespectful to say to them, this is my mission. To say to them, this is my agenda. It's not necessarily because Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu needed an endorsement.
So let's talk about the agenda of Bola Tinubu. There are about 17 political parties fielding presidential candidates. A lot of analysts have come to say we have 4 major front runners. Why should Nigerians vote a Bola Tinubu over 16 others or the 3 others who are the major contenders?
The reasons are sancta simplicitas, and they are these. The country needs healing.
From?
At this point in time.
Who
the country needs healing. The country needs healing from the anomie that has characterized.
Patrick Obayagbon forgot himself at that particular point. Please mute yourself. Everybody stay mute. Stay mute. Please stay mute. Thank you. Patrick Obayagbon actually forgot himself when he used the word of the country needs healing. He forgot that they are the incumbent government. When he used the word the country needs healing, then they asked him from who? Then he was now blabbing, thinking of another language he will use to convince, or rather to deceive gullible Nigerians. Let's listen to this part again.
Have come to say we have 4 major front runners. Why should Nigerians vote Bola Tinubu over 16 others or the 3 others who are the major contenders?
The reasons are sancta simplicitas, and they are these. The country needs healing.
From?
At this point in time.
The
country needs healing. The country needs healing from the anomie that has characterized the country right from 1960, till date. The country needs healing from it, and the Jagaban Bogo himself, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
You see why these people can never, ever, forever be trusted. The country needs healing. He forgot that. He don't supposed to mention the word healing at all. But because they're not asking from who? Normally, if he's a truthful person, if he means well for Nigerians, if he's here to talk about Nigerians, not for themselves, he's supposed to say the country needs healing from APC because APC have destroyed Nigeria, right? But because he's APC man, he cannot say that. He now went to 1960. How does that even make any sense? Let's move on, my people. We have a lot to talk about today.
The country needs healing from the anomie that has characterized the country right from 1960, till date. The country needs healing from it, and the Jagaban Bogo himself, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has proven the point over time, quod errant demonstrandum and quod errant faciendum, that is a social and political and cultural agglutinant. When he served as governor of Lagos State, the entire Nigerians were there. It was a coruscating emblematization of the entire Nigerians. You have Igbos, you have Hausas, you have Yorubas, you have Arewas, you have everybody from every part of the country serving in that government. And Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu comes with experience.
The same party that have been in power for the past 7.5 years, they are about to complete their tenure. A country needs healing. If you ask me, I know why the country needs healing. If they ask you that is watching me right now, my spectators, you know why. Because APC have destroyed the country. Now, you said the country needs healing. You now use some kind of English there, some kind of grammar to confuse Nigerians. You see why these people deliberately weaponize poverty and illiteracy on so many Nigerians. Because when they speak like this, the same people they are giving 2,000 naira, 1,000 naira, 5,000 naira to vote for them, we never understand what they are talking about. In fact, if this man speak like this in a rally, you will see these people will be hailing them, clapping for them. Because they are not even sure what they are talking about. They are only there for their 2,000 naira. It's time for us to shine our eyes. Let's move on. Thank you.
Over time, quod errant demonstrandum and quod errant faciendum, that is a social and political and cultural agglutinant. When he served as governor of Lagos State, the entire Nigerians were there. It was a coruscating emblematization of the entire Nigerians. You have Igbos, you have Hausas, you have Yorubas, you have Arewas, you have everybody from every part of the country serving in that government. And Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu comes with experience. Is it not clear to everybody that he set the political, social, and economic chronometer of Lagos State since he became governor of Lagos State on a path of multidimensional and polyvalent developmentalism, which successors after him has ossified?
So are you saying that Bola Tinubu is the man who will fix Nigeria's problem? And as far as you're concerned, those problems have been there since independence in 1960. That's quite a tall
and
order.
you're indirectly saying that the last 8 years, they were not fixed.
True, exactly.
No.
Your government, the APC government, had 8 years to fix.
Please, my people, I want you guys to listen to how he responded to these questions from Arise correspondents. Let's just listen to this question.
And you're indirectly saying that the last 8 years, they were not fixed.
True, exactly.
No.
Your government, the APC government, had 8 years to fix those problems.
Government is a continuum.
Right.
Fixing the problems is work in progress.
Can you imagine? Fixing the problem is a work in how did he say that? Let me listen to that part again.
Work in progress.
No.
Your government, the APC government, had 8 years to fix those problems.
Government is a continuum.
Right.
Fixing the problems is work in progress.
Okay. All right. It's very painful though. It's very painful to see people like this and you still clap for them. You still clamor for them. To be honest, if there have to be any kind of penalization, it have to be you that is following them. To be honest, because their tricks, their fakeness, their selfishness, their satanicness is too obvious. Even the blind can see it. Meanwhile, let me go to other satanic one here. His name is called Jubrin. Many of you, this is Jubrin.
So you probably would have.
Many of you remember Jubrin, right?
Yes, former APC man.
Okay. In the start of this whole campaign, presidential race, it was for Bola Ahmed Tinubu. As we speak right now, in the same race, is now for Kwankwaso. I will going to recapitulate now. Let me recapitulate back for some of you to remember who he is. Thank you.
Go back to the issue of corruption. You said those were just allegations.
Yes.
But I would like to know, how did he make his wealth? How did he make this so much very big wealth that he can afford a bullion van prior to an election in his home? That's a staggering, colossal amount of wealth. How did that wealth come about? Because I think if I check his resume, the last thing I saw was accountant with Mobile. You know, what business does he do? He's been in government for a while. How did he make that wealth? That's one. Two, there's been discrepancies about his age. I ask you, how old is he?
Well, let me tell you, you see, these two questions you've just posed, it's part of what I have answered earlier. I think at this point that we've gotten to, our emphasis should be on the pedigree of this candidate, what he has demonstrated that he has done, what he has achieved, how he has changed the revenue of Lagos State, how he has put a long-term plan to implement infrastructure. How he has ensured that he instilled discipline.
Honorable Jibril.
How much people that he has built.
Honorable Jibril.
These are the focus that we should concentrate on.
Honorable Jibril.
Because most of these political issues that we keep raising front and back will not solve the problem. So the emphasis now, the focus now should be on the capacity and the competence of this candidate.
Honorable Jibril, how did Bola Ahmed Tinubu make his money? That's all I want to know. You can tell me what we can focus on. We'll talk about it in the manifesto. How did Bola Tinubu make so much money that he had a bullion van in his home on election day? And how old is he? Those are the questions that people are asking out there. How old is he? How did he make the billions?
I'm also putting it.
Also now, you've asked your question clearly, and I will give you a simple and clear answer. And when you continue to repeat the question, you will get the same answer. These are all trash from the internet that people keep putting together, and we will not elevate such conversations. But when the campaign commences, we will bring out facts and figures and put before Nigerians. But we will not create a narrative for them. So for now, the emphasis is on the competence of the candidate, what he has achieved, the network he has built, the people he has invested in, and his plan for a better Nigeria.
All right. Can I ask you this? How was this trash? Bullion van was found in his home. The pictures were viral, and there's been no denial. So how are you saying that is trash? And how is it trash that we want to know how the person that will lead Nigeria made so much wealth? You know, and also the declaration of being rich and also state. So that's not trash. How did he make his money? That's all I want to know. And tell me how old he is, so I can take you by something, because there's been discrepancies too by the people of his age and his wealth. It's just a question I'm asking, please.
And the Rufai is just an answer that I'm giving you as well.
Okay, Unasiam, now you bring me that. Earlier last year, it was for Bola Ahmed Tinubu. On the same race, at this particular moment, he's not speaking for Kwankwaso. He's not speaking against the same Tinubu he just sold to us. You know, say when they talk for years, some of now still say we don't have work, we don't have anything to do. You know, we're just coming out to talk and talk and talk. Let's listen to what he said today about Kwankwaso. Let's take it from here. Thank you. Please help us to share and like. You can see Madam Rita just joining us. Thanks very much for joining us. Iris Finest, good evening to every one of you. Ushe, I see you right there. Josephine, I see you right there. Good evening, my people. Sonny Prosper, Nelson, G. Simon, now God will bless all of you now. Femi Bash, I see you as well. Samuel Olaka, now God will bless all of you now. Help us to share this and let's move on. Matthew, we just see you right there. Thank you very much. Now God will bless you now.
So you probably would have been doing that for Tinubu. In fact, you are probably the first man.
When Cheun wanted to ask him about the video I just played right now, when it was for Tinubu and all that, look how he tried to stop Cheun. He tried everything possible to stop Cheun, not to reference back to how he fought for Bola Ahmed Tinubu on this same race. Listen, watch this.
Not campaigning for Kwankwaso, so you probably would have been doing that for Tinubu. In fact, you are probably the first man. Just a moment. Hold on. Can you just hold on? Hold on. That was in 2020. You don't even know what my question. Go ahead, please. Is your conscience? Is something that?
You see what he's saying? We've passed that one. Please don't reference back to that. Then Sheona have to ask him, is your conscience fighting you? You don't know what I'm going to ask you. Why being... In fact, let's move on. Let me start it from the beginning again. I won't obstruct anymore.
Not campaigning for Kwankwaso, so you probably would have been doing that for Tinubu. In fact, you are probably the first man. Just a moment. Hold on. Can you just hold on? Hold on. That was in 2020. You don't even know what my question. Go ahead, please. Is your conscience? Is something that? Just hold on. Let me ask my question. I mean, if you were not campaigning for Kwankwaso, so you probably will be doing so for Tinubu. Yes. And you left the APC. And now you are saying that there is a law of diminishing returns for Buhari in terms of the votes that he has the capacity. He can't have that. But the question is that you don't think that as he went up the stage today in the northern Nigeria, Buhari is no force and Tinubu cannot benefit in any way from Buhari's advantage?
There is nothing. He's not going to benefit from it. And that is why when APC, when they do their analysis, you know, all the time, they talk about the PDP. And they say, oh, PDP lost Kwankwaso. PDP lost Peter Obi. PDP lost 5 governors. Yes, PDP is in crisis. Not only crisis, PDP is in a mess. But APC is even in a more challenging and in a more damaging situation.
Can you explain that?
One, that 12 million vote is not there. Two, when you say Kwankwaso left PDP, The assumption is that he left with only PDP people. No! Many people from APC joined him. Where did I come from? Am I not coming from APC? We have all gone to APC. Look, as it stands today, trust me, APC have lost about 70 to 80% of its support base in northern Nigeria. So by the time Kwankwaso mop up those votes, particularly in the northwestern part of the country, put it together, and now we're making significant inroad in the southern part of the country, we'll be able to win the election.
Let's talk.
I don't see, there is no miracle on earth. Let me tell you this, Shehu, no miracle on earth will make APC or PDP win the next presidential election.
Really?
No miracle on earth.
So will we win?
You will see what will happen.
No, can
the
you tell
fireworks, we are winning the election.
Okay, so if and I want to know, you don't have any state that you control as a political party. No single National Assembly member. No single state assembly member.
Wrong. Wrong.
Which state assembly member do you
Wrong. No,
tell us.
I'm telling you, wrong.
I mean, I stand to be corrected.
Go to the record in the House of the Representatives. We have, in fact, that's why people are even praising us. When some people are placing Labour Party ahead of us, they say, how can you place Labour Party ahead of them? When a lot of members are jumping camp from other parties coming into APC, we have senators that have moved. The person contesting in Bauchi today, who is going to be the next governor of Bauchi, is a sitting senator. He moved to NNPP. Traditionally, even in Kano, we have almost about 10 members of state assembly. A lot of other states, many members. So you see,
good to know that.
You are probably getting this information from Atudi's side, Peter's side, and the rest.
That's the assumption.
Be careful with all this Googling thing, and you just get information. Research it. We have members everywhere, serving members. We have serving senators.
It's amusing that you're saying that, but I have known you for several years, and you've known me. You know me for several years. I'm not one of them. I'm a thoroughbred. So let me ask the question, and I'm happy that you're able to point out the lawmakers that you have. I'm pointing to the fact that the issue of structure that I'm going to mention. Now, you said you're going to win this election. Give us at least 10 states that you think you can win conveniently and comfortably as a political party in the presidential race.
Kano, Katsina, Jigawa, Kaduna, Yobe, Taraba. How many have I given? About 6. You know, I don't want you said 10. Yeah. Otherwise, I would have just said, okay, take 90% of northern state. So I'm just going to do the counting. Zamfara, Kebbi, all those are our states. Nasarawa is our. So
give me an understanding how you are going to defeat the PDP and the APC in some of these strongholds which they hold presently.
I have told you our route to success. Do not always, significantly, do not always tilt to a particular side. The northern vote will come in bulk. It is not going to go into pieces. And because of the credibility of Kwankwaso, because of the performance of Kwankwaso, because of the trust that the northern voters have in this gentleman, so Kwankwaso is going to mob substantially the vote that is going to come from the northern part of the country. I've just explained that to you.
All right. That is the end of all the video we have right now, but let's take a break before we start talking about it. God bless you all.
Well, my final comment is to appeal to Nigerians. No other person can build a country except you. This country is only country we have. And only us can build it for ourselves and our children. Only us can make the sacrifice that will make it work. We have an election coming up on the 25th of February for the election of the next president of Nigeria, which is the most critical. And I repeat, go and collect your PVC. That is the opportunity to contribute in electing that person of your choice you think that can solve this problem. We're going through a critical phase. This is an existential election for our country. It must not be based on tribe. We've heard that story enough. It must not be based on religion. It must not be based on anybody's turn It must be based on character that has a proven record that is verifiable and we can trust. It must be based on competence. Somebody who has proven competence with a verifiable background. We know his name. We know where he says he's gone to school, where he has been. In my own case, I've said it. My name is Mr. Peter Obi. I went to Christ the King College, Onitsha. I was in University of Nigeria and Nsukka. For trainings, I've been to several other institutions of the world, some of which I'm an alumnus, like Oxford, Cambridge, Kellogg, IMD, Lagos Business School. Some I wasn't an alumnus, but I passed through there, like London School of Economics, Harvard, Columbia, Edo. So I've passed through there. And you can go and verify by this. I'm a trader. I've lived in the UK. I was doing a business in the UK. I have a company. As at the time I left the UK, I have the highest credit rating any UK person can. The record is still there. The house I own in the UK is still there. What I did in the UK is still there. I ran a business. I came back here. I was a director in several institutions where I didn't just start today. When I became chairman of Fidelity Bank, they told me I'm entitled to 2 vehicles as chairman. I said, I'm not entitled to anything. I want to come here and do board meeting and go. And yet you can verify. So I want people with character and competence. We want somebody who has commitment. Above all, we want people with compassion.
All right. Thank you very much, my people. That's it. We are back now. Let's start talking. All right. I'm going to start with Victory on this. Victory, are you with us? Can you hear me?
I can hear you very well. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening once again. Please talk to us.
Please, am I allowed to speak Pidgin English?
Yes, of course. I'll not be Pidgin with the tape because of.
Because the way this today to me, English no fit settle am.
Go ahead.
I dey shame say Patrick Obaya I'm going to say if not come from my state. That one say they give me shame. Him and the present governor of Edo State, they make me shame. Say I be Edo Pikin. Oh, Nigeria needs healing from 1960. I beg, when did Tinubu become governor of Lagos State? Has he not been in power since? Is it that he wants to heal when he can't even heal himself? Patrick Obaya is speaking strictly because of his pockets and his stomach infrastructure. Nothing else.
Exactly.
He doesn't care about me. He doesn't care about you. He doesn't care about anybody out there. He has, even when he was in the whole government house, it has never been recorded that Patrick Obaya did something reasonable for his community. So I'm not surprised that it's coming from him. I want to Jenny B. Baje. There are people that eat from where a spot that is bad to other people. So they want the place to keep getting worse. But Nigeria that we want right now, we want to fix things. We want Nigeria to be better for us. So I don't blame him when he say all of that. I don't blame him at all. And coming to Oga that is supporting Kwankwaso, that is where they don't even know that it's going to be a headway for us. We, the Peter Obi people and all of that. Because it is true that Northerners are going to be dividing their votes. That is the real truth. The vote is going to come in bulk division. Kano is where they are expecting to win in the north because he has the largest population. And Kano is still going to divide their vote because Kwankwaso is a heart of Kano. I don't know if, can you hear me?
Yes. I hear you.
Kwankwaso is the heart of Kano. I lived in Kano, so I know what I'm talking about. Kwankwaso is the heart of Kano. People can actually, they will divide the votes right there in Kano. So if APC is even thinking they will win in Kano, I think they have to do miracle because Kwankwaso has the heart of Kano. They're going to divide it, and Kwankwaso cannot get votes from the south or the west or the east. That one is certain. So Peter Obi still have some votes in Kano. He's still going to get votes in Kano, and he's going to get votes from other parts of the north. So they should not even think that Peter Kwankwaso is going to even climb that seat. If he was a vice to Peter Obi, I would have supported him because he's a man with integrity, and he's to some extent Kwankwaso is still a good man compared to Ahmed Ashiwaju and Mr. Mikano. So if he is saying, and I don't blame him, you know, he gets from here and he moved to this place. They are politicians. Everywhere they are, they're going to make themselves feel like, oh, this is the best place. You sold Tinubu to us a few months ago. And today you are selling somebody else to me. What is the assurance that tomorrow you will not sell another person to me? So the same Tinubu that was good and perfect some months ago, who you said, oh, that he make his money right, you don't want to talk about his age or how he makes his money, is so now bad enough that you cannot stand with him again. So why do you think I should stand with who you are standing with too? If the same Tinubu was bad, or rather is bad, that you sold to us months ago, so definitely who you are giving to us to now is also bad. So I just believe all of these people, all they care about is their stomach infrastructure, their pocket, the well-being of their family, their investment, and that is all. Aside that, nobody cared about all. Nobody give any shit about anything we do. They don't care about who I am. They don't know the common man on the streets. They don't know the pain we go through in the markets. They don't know the pain we go through to school. You see in the north, they pay them to go to school in the north. Like, they will tell you to come to school. A state university in the north will be paying 30,000 naira for school fees. How much is AAU school fees? 100,000. AAU. And a state university will be paying 30,000 naira for school fees, 25,000 naira for school fees. They didn't tell me. I went to one of them. I make inquiry, and I was told during ASU strike, when I went for interview there to interview some of the top lecturers at their dean, they made it clear that the reason why the state university is going on strike with the ASU is because if they refuse to go on strike, their school fees will be moved from 35,000 naira to about 80,000 naira, or to about 100,000 naira. So the students have no option that to go on strike. We are in the same country, the same states, the same country that everybody says. Some people are paying at some 20,000 naira for school fees, while some are paying 100,000 naira. So those people don't even care. They don't give a fuck about what happened to us in the south. So if he is coming to sell Kwankwaso to us, we don't want to buy Kwankwaso. We don't want to buy Atiku. And we don't want to buy Tinubu. We know who we want. And we love him the way he is. At least for the fact that he's even accountable. And he can still give good figure of what he do or what he does. Or he can still tell us how he makes his money. It's enough for us. We don't need him to fix the whole Nigeria. Just give us one thing. Fix only one thing for us. The rest will be fixing itself. Just make sure we have industries. We will work and make the money. That is all. We don't need you to don't give us light. If it's before they'll tell us they'll give us light, they will give us good road. We don't need good road. We don't need light. We don't need all of those things. We don't even need a meal in school anymore. Hunger has beaten us more than the level of giving us meal in school that they use in campaigning. We don't need it. We need money. We need to work. We need to be industrious. We need to be creative because we have it in us. So I don't know what they're selling to us, but definitely we are not buying it. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Victory. You said it all. Yes. Thank you. These people, as you can see from Alex Osarajon right there on the screen, they are shameless. These people are shameless. To be honest, they don't have any kind of respect for Nigerians. How can you be speaking, campaigning for Tinubu a couple of months ago? Now you are campaigning for Kwankwaso, destroying Tinubu. Now it's just these people. Look at Patrick Obayagmo. God. Anyway, I'll let the panelists talk on this. Let me move on now to the next person that we have here, which is Machiavelli. Machiavelli, are you available? Talk to us.
Yes, thank you, my brother. I think somebody's still on. I can hear other noise. Well, thank you so much, my brother. Yeah, thank you so much, my brother. Thank you so much, everyone that has been on this place. Good evening again, once again, to the panel. To those in the comment section, thank you so much. And to the concerned citizen around the globe. This my sister, we just speak just now. He get fire. Are we this place now parliament? We get where we did go. We are already heading somewhere. Well, let me tell you that once again, we are here again. You see all these, their jingle bell, they don't start them again. The man that just spoke before Tinubu's man took before now to Kwankwaso. Is the one from my state, Patrick Obayagbo. Now let me remind Nigerians, on the same Arise TV, go back to about 2 months ago. He came on same Arise TV. I think he said Obi is he started putting himself as a Greek. He was talking this grammar that doesn't even have even a point in the Oxford Dictionary. And even the Oxford Dictionary tells that kind of English, in fact, God forbid. This is how they deceive Nigerians. He came on the same Arise TV to tell Nigerians that the way he's seeing the political space, that there's going to be problem for the APC. Go and watch him again, because Nigerians, you quickly forget that the way the Obi movement is moving, he has never seen a force like this. He agreed. Now, this is the same person that said Obi is not singing the jamboree because your own candidate went because the former president did not endorse your candidate. You said their endorsement is a cancer to the Obi's movement. This is the same man. Every presidential candidate from the APC that comes to Edo State, he is the one that sings jingle bells for them, speaking nonsense, confusing the whole Edo State people. Do you also know that this is the same person that was also in the seat of parliament in Nigeria? He was there. He represented a constituency in Edo State. This man has nothing to write home about. Zero, nothing he brought to his constituency, not even a pen or pencil he brought back. He went to speak English with this, I don't know the kind of English he's speaking to them, jamboree or whatever he calls it. That is the way he packed his load and came back to the same constituency. Even his own constituency, they don't even know if he was the one representing. They don't even know. Up to this guy has nothing. Anytime you see him, he's always speaking jingle bell, jamboree, kogorogo, pipobropo, poporapa, paparapu. That is what he says all the time. Recently in their campaign, he was the same person singing jingle bell. This is the same person cajoling Edo people, and he's still in there, putting himself as a political forefront for Nigerians. Cajoling them more. See what he says now. Did any Nigerian understand what this man is saying there? None. This is how the APs, and that is how they are still playing in the state, enveloping themselves, thinking they are going to be the power player, and they are still doing it. Thank God for Nigeria. That is why you guys are seeing all these things playing out. Our sister platform that are hiding under Obi, using it to collect money, they will not bring this thing out, because if they bring it out, money will not come again. This is the problem. That is the reason why we remain stagnant in our country with people like this. Seeing them, they call themselves party spokesmen. They come to sing lies. Just ask this man, what kind of bill did you sponsor when you were in the Congress, when you were in the parliament in Nigeria? What kind of bill did you sponsor? He can never tell you one, but he knows how to speak English, deceiving Edo people that they are going to have hope. The same person during the EndSARS protest was interviewed by the same youth. He was speaking English to them, telling them that they are going to be the future of tomorrow. They should keep on holding it. The power is in their hands. Today, he's still singing that they are the people who to be in government. They ask him, what is your candidate going to bring after all these years? Do you think he's the right person? Say, yes, he's the right person, because Nigeria is already being sick. Who made this sick? Your government, you put in place. Today, you cannot. He was talking about dividends of democracy. How dare you? You don't even understand what dividends of democracy is. How dare you? Do you know what dividends of democracy is? Are we enjoying the dividends of democracy right now? Okay, let's face the facts. If you come out and say this is the dividend of democracy that your principal wants to bring, or what your government has been bringing into the political, the Nigerian politics or the Nigerian system, are you going to talk about the economy? You guys failed F9. Are you going to talk about inflation now? You met inflation at about 8%. Now inflation is about 22%. Is that a pass back? Unemployment has risen to almost 20-something% again. Is that a pass mark? Infrastructure, your government failed. Is that a pass mark? You development, your own party, they failed as well. You were part of the campaign in 2015 that you were going to with the same man you are trying to put in government now, with telling Nigerians that you were going to be giving them loans. Are you giving them loans now? Are they not part of dividends of democracy? Oga, you think you can speak English to come and cajole Nigerians? You cannot even, you're even talking about, yes, if the Jagaban of Lagos State, he made Lagos very well by putting his own oligarchy to collect the revenue. That is why you can afford a bullion van in your house. When they ask you now, where did you get the bullion van? Your president, your own candidate, they cannot produce answers for Nigerians. That your candidate cannot speak to Nigerians. It's only what we know is Bulaba, Bulaba, Bilibu, Mimimi. That's all. Repetition. This is shame your candidate. Where you were there, somebody was telling him what to say. It's like telling a kindergarten, this is Simbi, Ali is a boy. He repeats, this is Simbi, Ali is a boy. That was what we are seeing. We were seeing leaders who were elected to make laws for us, to champion a democracy for our future. These were the people we are now reading to, so that they can say it to the public. How are you going to define that as a dividend of democracy that you have given to the people? Your party failed woefully and they continue to fail. Even the same president now is not even talking to you guys now. He just mute. Because you said he was the champion. Say Baba, say Baba. He's just looking now. The country is falling. Look at insecurity. Nobody moved from one place to another again. They are now flying. The giant of Africa, and you are saying the dividend of democracy. You're even happy. Are you not ashamed? Is that? See, to be honest with you, with all due respect, I think maybe your children should be looking at you and say, "What have you done to these people now? Don't you know that you are another thing you are creating? Then you want to come and cajole Nigerians again, Benin again. See, the Benin people, they're always clapping because that's what they like. If you start speaking English, they start clapping. Hey, carry on. Do you understand the nonsense that this guy spoke? Do you understand? You're fooling us. Thinking, see, everybody should open their eyes. These guys are not only there to just come and talk. They are just talking because they want their own pocket, just as my sister said. It's very clear. And to the other guy, who is now the champion for Kwankwaso, the same jamboree. When he was in APC, he wanted to die for APC. You see him almost pulling his clothes against Rufai. Just ask a simple question. What is the age of your candidate? How did he make his money? That's all. It's like asking someone, what is your name? And the person is telling you, please don't ignore whatever they are putting on the social media. What are you talking about? It's a simple question. They just ask you, what is your name? You cannot even explain. Now you are moving to, because money is not coming. You move to Kwankwaso. Now Kwankwaso is now a political thalidomide. Nigeria. Who do us like this? Anytime you see these people, you are never going to see anything like issue-based policy, nothing. You will never hear anything. They are always campaigning on something that never yield well for Nigeria. Now he was talking about how the government in Lagos State that is current principal is put in Lagos State, Arewa, Igbo, everything. But does this guy realize that Lagos is the second capital? Is the economic city of the country? Does he recognize that Jakande was the brain and heart that made Lagos what it is? But today, he said he has the arsenal of putting the likes of good governance in there, but he forgot that these same oligarchs were the people collecting revenue for these people. So we should just keep it like that. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, my brother Israel. Yes, you referenced to the same guy, Patrick Obayagbon's video, where he talked about our principal a couple of months ago. In fact, to be precise, that was 5 months ago. I would like us to recapitulate back on that particular video before I call on the next person, because we need to be exposing these people. When they talk good of us, we bring it here. When they talk bad of us, we bring it here. To counter them, to let the people know that these people, they can never, ever be trusted. Let's watch this.
The election is throwing up three major presidential aspirants. And those three major presidential aspirants are His Excellency former Governor Peter Obi, His Excellency former Vice President of the country Atiku Abubakar, and of course the Jagaban of Bogu himself, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. How do these three presidential aspirants come to me? And what are their chances? I will start with former Governor Peter Obi. The Spartan discipline which Peter Obi has emblematized is simplicity, is courage, and is quixotic zeal for bringing about the Pax Nigeriana of our dreams. Commend itself to my patriotic palate. Another second statement I want to make about Peter Obi is that I do sincerely hope, and this is a rhetorical question to the political class, I do sincerely hope that Nigeria's parasitic and prebenda political class are learning the necessary lessons that has greeted the emergence of Governor Peter Obi. And I'm talking about the sheer emotionalism. I'm talking about the paroxysm of phrases that has greeted the emergence of Governor Peter Obi. A fervor that his supporters refer to as the obedient movement, but which I choose to describe as the emergence.
We're going to see the way they describe our principal. Wanna just watch.
As the emerging and surging political sirocco of obiistic Obiism.
You see, political sirocco. That word, now here I'm.
Naija Watch. You see what you see? Thank God you brought this video again. Because when I listened to this video back in then, I listened to the person speaking. It tells me that Nigeria they have been moving on from side to side, just whatever pleases them. Is it not the same person speaking just now? If you go and play back that video, you will see that his statement is different from what he said now. Do you know why? Because when I tell you that you are already moving the ground, Nigerians, don't be cajoled. See now, what have you just seen? This is a miracle, right?
We will continue to expose them. That's why we
exactly. Thank you so much for opening Nigerians' eyes. I must commend your efforts because Nigerians were just listening. They don't actually look at the base, what these guys are up to. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's listen to how he described our principal then and what he's saying now.
As the emerging and surging political sirocco of obiistic Obiism, choose to describe as the obedient movement, but which I choose to describe as the emerging and surging political sirocco of obiistic Obiism. And what are these lessons to be derived there from this obeistic obeism? It is that one, Nigerians, and particularly the Nigerian youth, have become completely dissatisfied. They've become languorous. They're in a state.
Meanwhile, my people, before we move on, at this time, Tinubu have not appointed him and one of the campaign team at this particular time. So he came on air, indirectly bringing down the name of APC and Tinubu, in fact, telling others that whether you like it or not, Obi have taken over the space. 2 months later, after this particular video, Tinubu now gave him job. Then this guy changed everything overall. Let's listen. Let's move on.
Obeistic obeism. It is that one, Nigerians, and particularly the Nigerian youth, have become completely dissatisfied. They've become languorous. They're in a state of lassitude as to the failings and frailties of the Nigerian political class, the entire Nigerian political class, be it APC, PDP, NNPP, or what have you. That is the statement that Nigerians and Nigerian youths are making. They made that first statement, which galvanized into the protestations that led to the NSAS debate, the NSAS. That was when the Nigerian youth made that first statement, that they have become completely tired of the entire political class. So the Peter Obi tendency and proclivity in our Nigerian political juncture just now is another re-emergence, a renewed resurgimento of that dissatisfaction. So if you ask me, I will say that the entire Nigerian political class just now. But
Okay. Thank you very much, my people. We stop it right there. Like I said before, we'll continue to expose these people. Thank you, thank you. And the next person that needs to talk to us right now is CM. Mr. CM, is your turn. Please talk to us.
Okay. Thank you, Niger Watch, and good evening, everybody, once again. Actually, this is becoming hilarious, going by the last video we just watched. But the thing is, beginning with Abdulmumin Jubril, I think a lot of people have said so much about him. I think that should serve for now so that I can concentrate on something else. These are people that play the politics of to service their bottomless stomach. Before he said Tinubu was the best, they'll just hand over to Tinubu at the earlier stage. Then he runs to Kwakwanso. This is a case of a political jobber. He doesn't know what he's saying anywhere. I mean, you shouldn't be afraid of your past. He's interested in telling you that the North has so votes. Say, go and research it. But when you said you want to go and research what he said about Tinubu, he said nothing. Anyway, enough said for about those people. They are not, they are inconsequential. So I wouldn't really spend much time with him. Then coming to this Obahiagbo, the man, when he's speaking today, I'm just learning new things, so new vocabulary from him. I hope Alex is here to interpret it for us. Before, I used to associate him with all this krinkan krinkum. I don't know what it means. Then later he came up with the one he called kan awunkoto in their ho-ho. I don't know what that one means. Now,
Kondo in their broho.
Now you Sabi Jare, God bless you. So all those, I don't know. Now the one I've learned today is political siroko. I'm inclined to say it might be Iroko. You know, Iroko is a very tall tree, but he go and form his own siroko, political siroko. So that is another job for Alex, because I think he should be able. If Alex did not approve of it, then it does not exist. That is what I will say. So this man, you know, is just a loss. minus to the people he represented, the great people of the great Bini Kingdom. I think he's a Bini man, the great Bini Kingdom. In fact, when you look at this man and I look at I remember Alex, our own Alex, in-house Alex.
Mr. Steven,
yes, please.
The political Sirocco is just like the political Jambolin.
Okay.
Oh, Mr. Alex, Mr. Alex knows.
Okay. Well, we will hear from our in-house resident, our own resident. You know what it means. So when Alex will speak, anyway. So to me, let's just call it spade a spade. The man is just a complete waste of representative and slots for the people he represented then. He went there and be making, I don't know who is trying to impress. After all, I would have valued him more if he had gone to the House of Reps and he will be speaking Bini. At most, somebody who knows it will interpret. That gives him that edge, that gravitas. He will say, look, my Bini language is more important than the English we are speaking because Bini is indigenous to where he comes from. He's not representing the English people. So why will he be speaking English? At most, he's okay, I bring a interpreter, let the person interpret it for us. People will clap for him, and that will be another form of civilization to our people. After all, in Tanzania, they've banned the use of English in teaching, at least in primary and secondary school. They use Swahili. Said it's better you teach people physics, chemistry, biology in Swahili. It will make them a better scientist than trying to solve Archimedes' principle or the laws of Newton's law of universal gravitation in using English. So people might not know it. So is it not better you use this? So that should have been, it could have, been a pioneer, it could have been a novel idea for people to say, oh yeah, Obayabo came here, he said he can never speak English. That's why he said, look, I will speak my Bini language, you interpret it for them. It's allowed. Then people will go home and think, but when he goes there, even speaking this in London, the Englishman will be laughing at him. If he goes to Cambridge and be talking all these things, they will just be laughing at him. Tomorrow they won't invite him again. So enough said on all those things, because these are the type of politician that has been holding us hostage for a long time. But thank God that Peter Obi is now the new kid on the block, and then he's going to deliver. I think I will devote the next few minutes talking about Peter Obi. For those that may not be aware, these are the schools that Peter Obi attended. First of all, he started as a philosopher from the Great University of Nigeria, and so he read philosophy. Those that know philosophy means, I think, is the love of knowledge or the science that deals with everything of the mind. You have to make you to be analytical. Great thinkers of the world, Aristotle, Plato, Archimedes, all of them, they all go through philosophy. Then when you talk about Immanuel Kant, why I'm not the one who wrote the best book I've ever read, Why I'm Not a Christian, though I do not agree with him, it's called Bertrand Russell. They all philosophers, Francis Bacon. So these are the line people whose works Peter Obi must have read as a philosopher. Then from there, he now left for Lagos Business School, where he did a chief executive program. So in that case, because he's now a businessman, he's talking of management. He then went to Harvard University in Boston, Massachusetts. He read mid to mid marketing. So when you talk of business, he's there. He also read Changing the Game, Negotiation and Competitive Decision Making. So in other words, negotiation, that's why when Peter Obi was governor of Anambra State, you can't beat him. Whatever he wants to do, he has to sit down and then look at it very well. If you bring a budget of, like in Anambra State, when they wanted to use either 380-something million naira to repair Bondan government house, Peter Obi was able to sit down, then scale everything, then used less, I think, 89 million to do the whole thing. The same thing to Governor's Lodge. He brought it down. So probably the changing the game, negotiation and competitive decision making, this is a type of brain he developed. So imagine if he uses it to visit our the Moribund Lagos port, and then open up Warri Port, the Avon Seaport, and then Port Harcourt Seaport, then Onitsha, dredge it, and their business is going. So when you see Peter Obi coming in, he knows he's coming prepared. From Harvard, he left for London School of Economics. There he studied the financial management and business policy. So with somebody with this type of knowledge from the Great London School of Economics, where you have the likes of Harold Lasky in those days preaching economic theory. This is what P2B went through. So when he's speaking, talking about finance, don't doubt him. He has done it theory and he's going to practice. He did it practical in Anambra State. That's why he was able to save money, even without borrowing a kobo. He did everything. Rather, he saved money instead of borrowing. He even saved, paying pension more than 36 billion, cleared it. Then he went to Columbia Business School in New York. There he studied marketing management. When he tells you that I'm a trader, I bring in goods, I manage, I market, I know what to tell my customers and how to sell it. It's something like what he learned from Columbia University in the city of New York, marketing management. There he left again for Institute for Management Development in Switzerland. He did senior executive program. Remember, P2B was the chairman of what is it called? Access Bank, and then what other bank again? Two banks at a time. I think a Fidelity Bank. So when you did with your knowledge of senior executive program, you can imagine how he's going to deploy it in the bank. Still at the Institute for Management Development, Switzerland, he also did what they call breakthrough program for chief executive officers. In other words, if as a chief executive CEO, a breakthrough program enables you to think outside the box and then to say, look, how do I reposition the organization that I'm leading? So like, that's why Fidelity Bank is still well grounded today. Access Bank, the same thing. Access has to even swallow rather than being swallowed by another bank. Access has to even take over Diamond Bank to be able to grow bigger. Then from there, he went to Kellogg Graduate School of Management at Northwestern University, Evansville, in the state of Illinois, USA. There he did advanced management program, still on management and advanced executive program, still on being a chief executive of his own business, his private business, and then everything. Remember, he was sometime chairman of, is that chairman or chief executive officer of the Stock Exchange, Securities and Exchange Commission. So knowledge like this is what is propelling him, and this is what is bringing into government. So P2B is not coming as a politician because though he is, because hasn't been a governor, he's going to look Nigeria as a business in which going to Benue State or Niger State or all this Taraba to go and tell them to cultivate, he'll be looking at how to market their product. Remember, he said Warri Port will be for export. He said Warri, so that will be a business axis. Then Port Harcourt, the same thing, very deep sea port. One Seaport in Port Harcourt and Ebon Deep Sea Port, Onitsha, the same thing. So this is what he's looking at. So with your knowledge, like at Kellogg again, he did Global Advanced Management Program. So these are the issues. These are why P2B is going to be a blessing by the time he gets in. He's going to look at Nigeria as one massive business empire that we make profit. And for you to make profit, you want to open up business for everybody. So many people might not even be interested in going to look for government work again. By the time Warri Corridor is opened, people will be telling you, but I want to start a small business. There are a lot of things to do. We want to be exporting this because P2B will help and say, look, so country are looking for our cotton, so country are looking for our, what is it called, one type of farm produce from the middle belt. So we now want middlemen that can help us move it down to Warri. People can start business anyhow. So he's going to, remember as an Igbo man, let me say this, he has seen a business opportunity and is telling Nigeria to follow him. So this issue of unemployment and poverty will be a thing of the past. He will reduce it drastically because he knows what to do. He's not going there to be awarding contract. Rather, he'll be looking at gain. How can I make gain from seaport in Lagos? How can I make gain from airport? Maybe put an airstrip in Warri. How can I make gain from what is the purpose of Murtala Mohammed? Aminu Kano Airport in Kano. There's nothing doing. He would like to energize it. Then from there, he went to Oxford University, Said Business School. He did advanced management and leadership program. This is where now you now have to steal him that he said, when he said, I'm in charge, I'm a leader. There are a lot of things, I can't read it out. In terms of what you learn from the course. He ended up at Cambridge University, George Business School, still doing advanced leadership program. So the guy is grounded. That's why when he's talking, you don't query him. He knows what to do. By the time he puts all this knowledge, looking at Nigeria as a bigger football field, a bigger pitch to play. Imagine you playing one type of Nigerian league. All of a sudden, they unleash you at a new camp in Barcelona, the biggest football pitch in the world. So you go there, you show your talent. The world will even will look at you. So that is why P2B's coming is a blessing. It's an opportunity Nigerians should not miss. In fact, I'm not even what I've just read here. Most of people must have read it. So a man with this type of knowledge in management, in finance, in marketing, in leadership, what else do you want? What else? He can never fail. P2B can't fail Nigeria because he's well equipped. And again, he's not selfish. He's not doing this because he wants to own a house in Dubai. No, he's not interested. All he's interested is how can he stop borrowing? Nobody will borrow. And he wants to make sure that when you finish from university, there is something for you to do. You don't need to go abroad. So all this idea of people running abroad through the desert, everything, will be a thing of the past because he knows what to do. He knows where the money is. Again, they don't call him stingy man for nothing because he's allergic to money being wasted. He will tell you, look, the people of Plateau, this is what you need to do so that we can be getting something there and be bringing that. And be taking it outside. You'll be making your own dollar. You don't need to wait for oil from Ogoniland or oil from Delta, Yoruba area in Delta State until they drill, you sell. So that is why the man is hungry. He's in a hurry to help Nigeria before God calls him home. Hopefully, he will have his 8 years on the trot. By that time, Nigeria will be talking about a different thing entirely. We will never miss this opportunity, and I pray every day because I've never seen a man that is well grounded like him. Above all, he's very humane. Imagine him spending Christmas in the refugee camp. Imagine him when he went to, he said it in Bracket family. He went to Haiti. A policeman saw him. They say, you look like somebody. He said, yes, it's me. The man shouted. He said, I have to come here and then help out. So if we've been doing it, even when some of us did not know, not to talk of now, the flooding showed people what he could do. He visited them, spent Christmas with the low of the low. So what else do you need in this man than, by the grace of God, let the hand of the clock, they say nobody can stay the clock, but I want the hand of the clock to be as fast as possible so that the suffering Nigerians are going through, we first of all be ebbing away. A new wave of hope will be restored. By the time we're approaching May, people will be saying, thank God, P2B is on the throne, and then things will change. Let me yield here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. CM. Thank you. I appreciate you. Okay, meanwhile, before we move on, there's APC man was on live, just like the way we are live now, but on Instagram. And somebody joined them on live. Before I move on to the next person, somebody joined them on live, to disrupt what they were doing. Let's watch this. Let me see if you guys can relate.
Good afternoon from here.
Afternoon.
Yeah, where are you calling from?
In a town hall of Bala Blue. Blue.
He tried to insult him with Yoruba because the guy was so disappointed. He was so angry. But at the end of the day, he ended up laughing as well because he could not believe his eyes. Let's watch it again.
Good afternoon from here.
Afternoon.
Yeah, where are you calling from?
In a town hall of Bala Blue. Blue.
At least the guy laughed. He laughed his own principal as well. Now obedient now he go bully this. So I thought I should bring that in. Wow. Okay.
No, Nigeria, do you know what it's replicating? Yeah. Is what this jingle bell from the APC just told you on the first video we had on Arise. How the obeism is not kind of something that you cannot remove in the system. They are already coming. They will come.
And they said the guy was actually talking about Tinubu. He was on Instagram live. promoting his principal, and somebody came in obedient man.
He said he was from Bala Blue. So where are you from? This is where I'm from.
I watch him again once. I bet I love this.
Good afternoon from here.
Afternoon.
Yeah, where are you calling from?
In the town hall of Bala Blue. Blue.
Elagbalagba. Ewa Balagba. Good afternoon from here.
Afternoon.
Yeah, where are you calling from?
In the town hall of Bala Blue. Blue.
Elagbalagba. Ewa Balagba.
Even the obedience, he laughed from office.
Even the moderator, the guy where they promote your principal Tinubu, you don't feel high down. He begin to laugh.
Everybody, the lady said,
they laugh too.
Even the lady, they laugh now.
The guy knows
he knows spice and work. In for say town hall. Bala Blue, Bala, Agbado.
Do you know what shocks them? Let me just surprise you guys. Do you know what shocked them? I'm going to give you guys how the whole thing came. Yeah. When this OB started, the movement started, even while we were here, it caught us unaware. We were struggling to figure out who this guy is. We went on a research to get him. Governor Baseki came out and said, when they shout, they will, when it is getting towards the election, all of them will quench. Where are they still going? They are getting higher and higher every day. They said they will run out of strength. Some of them will forget their PVC. Some of them will be playing football. Do you still remember all these, languages? But today, that is why this guy, you see what you are seeing now. That is why I say I take you back to what he said before now. He's telling you that this obesism is like they are cattle. You cannot remove them. They are going to sting you everywhere. Now,
let's move on. Because the next person now that I need to call is Nolly 77. But Nolly 77, let me welcome you to the stage with this again. No verse.
Good afternoon from here.
Afternoon.
Yeah, where are you calling from?
In the town hall of Bala Blue. Blue.
Elagbalagba. Ewa Balagba. Good afternoon from here.
Afternoon.
Yeah, where are you calling from?
In the town hall of Bala Blue. Blue.
Elagbalagba. Ewa Balagba.
Okay. Okay, Nolly 77, I beg, talk to us.
Matter what, you know where. Anyway, thank you so much for that, your analysis. I really enjoyed it, and at least it shows us who we are following. We're not just following somebody who is promising us corn, agbado, cassava, beans, or anything. We're just following somebody who his head is correct. And about this Edo guy, this man that was just speaking that jargon. His name
is called Patrick Obaya.
That Patrick. The man should be ashamed of himself, because I think he was one term House of Rep member.
You are very correct. With no Ghana must go.
Exactly, he was one term. Why didn't he win the second term? Because you are representing people who cannot even understand what you are saying. How can you just come anytime this man comes to national television? He will just be saying something without minding that he's speaking to Nigerians. You know, many a times I really don't understand all these our politicians, because The other one. And another thing, again, I just want to say, I don't know how they put so much emphasis on the North. Every time the North this, the North vote, the North vote. But when it comes to every other part of every other thing in Nigeria, there's nothing to talk about North. The only thing they talk about them is their vote. They vote in it, and it makes people. So even some of us makes us to believe that if somebody is not a Northerner, then they can't get anything from the North. You know, they say not to have block vote. Kano is this. Then I used to ask myself, is Kano not one state in Nigeria? If that is only 25% is required in 24, okay, if we don't get 24% in Kano, at least in Nasarawa, no, 25% in Kano, we get in Nasarawa, we get in Bauchi, we get in Taraba, then what is it? So I don't really understand that emphasis they're putting so much on the northern vote that makes them think that we're not going anywhere. So I really appreciate you actually, because it's only in this particular place. Every time we are here, even when we are not logging onto the system, but we are listening. And anytime I listen, I keep on, because I go to many other platforms, but this is only the place that everybody, when people are speaking, then you understand what they're saying. Other places, when somebody wants to analyze something, it will start from market, he will enter motor park, from motor park, he come out. But by the time the person finishes, you ask yourself, what did you learn from what the person said? Even I have called one station one time, I asked them, what are you doing? If you know that you can't do this, that, why can't you just quit it? Just stop it. Then you people coming here making mess of yourself. So I really thank you a lot. And I believe that after this will be election, we will all still be here. We will all still be just like as family as we are. Those people who will run, we know who they are already. But for we are here.
God bless you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. Son of God, please talk to us.
Hello, yes, Mr. Naja Watch. Thank you very much for another opportunity to speak. Yeah. There's not. I really don't want to comment on that clown, that man that was talking to rubbish. As far as I'm concerned, all these people are just there to make that comic relief. They're not saying anything too important. So all those things he's speaking, I didn't even bother to listen to him because all these things does not make any sense. These politicians that we have in Nigeria today, a lot of them don't. They're not. They just change. They change like the weather. You know the way the British weather is. You know how we have the kind of British weather. You know how it changes. That is how the politicians in Nigeria see all these funny kind of them. You will not believe that less than 2 years ago, the thing he was saying, the horrible things he was saying about. But now look at him. If you see Dino Milai, it's the same thing. They go to one party, they abuse the other party, abuse the other party, abuse the other party. Before you know it, they go back to the other party. So the long and short of it is that this election, these people that call them PDAPC, they're both the same. The election is between PDAPC and Labour Party because if PDP wins, APC has won because all of them will move into PDP. If APC wins, the PDP has won because all the PDP people will move into APC. So those two parties are the same. They're just the same party. Just that that's just the way it is in Nigeria, and it's unfortunate. I've just been using my time to enjoy all the videos from because I've not even watched the videos from on the Chag rally, and I've been enjoying it and just laughing to myself. Yeah, the long and short of it is that the way things are going now, it's very, very clear where this election is going. You know, it's very clear to everybody. All these things that these people are doing, that they're living in denial now. It's I've been visiting a lot of Twitter spaces because the way Twitter spaces are, they even run 24 hours. So if you want to listen to political discussions, you can put it on and sleep and be listening to. So I listen to a lot of these APC and PD people. They're on different forums. And when you listen to them, you see that many of them are empty. They don't really have anything. Or they keep saying that he cannot win. But if you ask them why he cannot win, they cannot tell you why. They just because he's not going to win. You know, they're just talking a lot of rubbish. These people know where the thing is going, and they're really, really scared. But all they have left to do is to try to discourage people by telling them that Obi cannot win. But what is happening on the streets is organic movement. It's not like them that are sharing things. I saw one video on your WhatsApp group where they were sharing APC were sharing hampers. We like all the hampers, package. They give them package. They give them oil. They give them gari. They give them rice. That is their package for 4 years. They bring that back. They give everybody. After that, you vote for them, and then 4 years later, they're not. But people are getting wiser now. People are getting wiser. The news is getting out there.
My brother, are you serious about that? Are you serious? Are you serious? That you just said something like they were giving them macaroni or Indomie. Are you serious?
It's on Naija Watch WhatsApp group. Go and see it there. It's small bag. They give us small pepper. They give us small oil. They give us everything small bag. Everything they package it in one bag, and APC are distributing it. They collect their APV, like they say. They collect their APV and they write the number, and then they give them a package. Is there? Okay, that's it. He's showing you the video now. So this is what they're doing. This is how they're buying. Every 4 years, they give them this thing, then they disappear. But the man, when they ask the man, are you going to vote for APC? The man said no. The man said he's not going to vote for APC. So people are getting wiser. People are realizing that, what the thing about this election, if you look at this election, the only place that vote will not be divided by many people is the Southeast. Nobody's coming to share the Southeast with Obi. The South is almost nobody's coming to share. If you go to the Northwest, they are sharing the vote. If you go to the Northeast, they are sharing the vote. The only place that you are getting block vote in this election is where P2B is controlling. And that is their...
My brother, look at that video. If they even put Bobolishe soup, hey God.
There's nothing. So the only thing that are not sharing, the only place that are not sharing in this election, if you think about it, the Southeast, the South, which is almost for P2B, and the North Central, those areas, Obi is getting block vote. It's not sharing with anyone. Northwest will be shared, Northeast will be shared. So that is, and these people know. That is why this man is going to pay someone like Samuel Ekpa to be causing problem. This is what they are doing. They are reduced to be doing those horrible things that they are doing, paying people to foment trouble and all that, because they know that the place that Obi has, he has it almost 80%. So this is the problem they have, and that is why they know. That's why I keep saying the election is looking like Obi is going to get majority of the vote.
My brother, they put two Indomie. My brother, they put two Indomie. Is that why they're calling us Indomie generation? They put two Indomie. Hey.
Well, anyway, so that is the situation of things about this election. It's looking one way. So I'm looking at APC and the PD APC. They continue to do what they're doing, but it's going one direction. I only pray people should continue to work, because the last thing we need at this point, people to start thinking that the election is won, because these people, they're also devising. Yesterday I was surprised they're talking about they want to postpone election, even though that they're denying it now. I don't think they are going to do that. But the way the election is going, I don't think it's one-way traffic now, or just to get the spread now. That's what Obi needs to work. But everywhere he goes, you can see the organic. But if you go on Twitter now, everywhere is silent. The past 2 days, it's been shut down. Delta State shut down. Anambra State shut down. Nobody's talking. They don't have anything to say. They've all gone to hide. They've hidden again. So this is they know what is going on. It's just going to get. I really hope that the momentum continues as you approach the election. But I just pray that the spread is all the only thing I'm thinking about next. For winning it, I think it's going to get majority of votes. I think it's almost clear. It's just the spread now. To get in the spread, that's what he needs to work on. Thank you very much. I'll stop for now.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir. Yes, I thought I should bring that video in as long as you reference to it. Thank you. Okay. Let us move on now to the next person, Mr. Collins. Mr. Collins, please talk to us.
Yeah. Thank you for having me back. Like the last speaker said, Obi is only contesting with 3 people in this election. PDP and APC is in one box. Then an NPP and the rest of 16 or 15 parties are in one box, and P2B. So APC and PDP are the same people. Like you said here, my brother, we are not giving up, because remember when this struggle started, they said it's going to last 1 week, 2 months, 3 months, and Nigerians are still going. So are you telling me we have only 1 month to go? Are we going to give up? We couldn't give up 6 months ago, 5 months ago. So we are not giving up, because it's 1 month now. So, and if you see this last 1 month now, you see how Nigerians are stepping up their games. Obedient movement are stepping up their games in everywhere. They are stepping, even people are collecting their PVC in normal as they are collecting it by force, as in to show you how ready they are. So we are not giving up. So nobody should have doubt about maybe hoping that we should give up. No, the energy is there, and Nigerians are providing the energy. As in, when I mean the energy, Nigerians are providing the energy. So what is happening, because the hunger in Nigeria, the insecurity in Nigeria, the economy in Nigeria, you don't need anybody to tell you to sit up in your home. You don't need anybody to tell you to come out, because you have a reason to come out. Everybody have one reason or the other to come out. In this administration, if Buhari administration no paying you for insecurity, he paying you for economy. If you no paying for economy, there is a way that this administration affects you. So that way that administration affects you, you have to use it as your bullet. That is your war. You will use it and go for war. So every Nigerian, this election is war. It's not a normal election, it's war. And the APC and PDP knows it. It's a war. So when you look at all these things that happen in Nigeria, that shows you how ready Nigerians are. So because we can't continue folding our hands and allow all these people to take us for granted, we have to show them so that they will know that you can't take Nigeria's citizens for granted anymore, because we've been giving you our vote for free. Because we keep giving you vote, you think that you can come back and promise me you give me education, you give me light, you give me school. That is the same promise you promised 4 years ago. That is the same promise you promised 8 years ago. That is the same promise you promised 12 years ago. That is the same promise you promised. You keep bringing all those promises. Do you think we are small people? Do you think that we don't have brain? And this, thank God for social media, thank God for technology, because now Nigerians can access their news. Somebody don't need to listen to news. You don't need to go to NTA to listen to your news. You can stay in your house. You can even stay in your kitchen, in your bathroom. You can even sometimes when I'm going to bath, that is where I enjoy my video. I can listen to any news I want to listen. So people, there is so many ways to get your information. That is thanks to the technology and social media. So Nigerians are getting their information in so many ways. And that is why you see this. I said before, the first time I said that the best thing that P2B have gained in this election is that social media. Because once you have social media in your bag, you have the biggest ammunition anybody can ask for. So, and that is what P2B have. When it started, they said there are 4 people tweeting at home. But today, are we 4 people again? We are millions. This election, we already won election maybe with 11 million people. But this time around, P2B will win election with as in 50 million. They will see that Nigerians are voting. Those people, you see, they say, like if you come from the East before, people don't used to come out to vote election because they haven't seen any reason. For an Igbo man to come out to vote for you, must give him a reason for him to come out and sacrifice his business and come out for you. There must be a very good reason for that person to come out. And now people are seeing a reason in all part of the country, that the reason why they should come out and vote. That is why you see Nigeria youth are now bringing their energy, sacrificing their time, sacrificing every opportunity to make sure they get Nigeria working, because they are seeing reason. They see reason why they should vote. They see reason who to vote. So those are the things that are making Nigeria to wake up. And the about the man that come out to talk about in Rising, the Benin man. The problem I have with Nigeria journalists is that they don't do their work. They don't do their work very well. When you invite this kind of, because before you inviting this man, you already did your work, you already did your research. When you bring those people on board, you just play that video for the man and say, but this is what you said last time. What changed? By then, that man, you see, at that moment, that man will not say anything. He will stop there. But because of the media we have, the journalists we have, they don't even do research. They just wake up in the morning, they just come on studio, start talking whatever they talk. That is why when somebody will come to a television, that person will try to own and the person that is interviewing him, because they don't do their research. Because if you do your research, you see when they come with Rufai, because Rufai always do, whenever he comes in the morning, he did research. That is why you can come up and stand up with anybody. But others, they don't do their research. So that is the problem we have in Nigeria media today. So if you do your research very well, when somebody comes to interview, you go own that person because you already make your research. You can even ask that person a question and that person don't even expect. And they will stop there. So, but because we don't have such a thing, what do you expect? They could do anything they want to do. And about Kwankwaso, I like what Kwankwaso is doing. When people say Kwankwaso should marry P2B, I kind of kick that idea. I want Kwankwaso to stay on his own, because Kwankwaso staying on his own will destroy so many things in the north. because he's going to destroy that area. Because in the north, none of us are going there to fish. Kwankwaso is going there to fish. P2B is going there to fish. Tinubu is going there to fish. Atiku is going there to fish. So those areas is where everybody is going to fish. In north, even in the west, we are going there to fish, as in to fish. So all these areas, like my brother said here, in south, nobody is coming there to fish. In southeast, you're not coming there to fish. Even in the north central, we are not coming there to fish, because at least most like 4 states, I can brag for 4 states that P2B can win automatically there. So in those areas, like let's go to north, because people in the Kano, people from northwest will vote for, at least Dati Ahmed is from there. He will get some vote from there. Then Atiku is coming to get vote from there. Kwankwaso is coming to get vote from there. Tinubu is also coming to. So that more that everybody thinking that P2B will not get vote. Look at the way P2B campaign team are planning this campaign. Now, they did all the whole campaign from beginning. They did in the east, in the south, in the middle belt, and in the west. Now, their last campaign, they are moving it to north because they want to make it so that doing it that moment, it will stick in their memory. Because at that moment, they will be the last people to leave north. So that moment, all these people in the north, they will see that moment, because all these people now, APC have left there, maybe PDP have left there. So Labour Party went there being the last people, because being the last people, it will still stick in people's memory, because Nigeria, we can forget very easy. So they can only remember what they see maybe a few weeks or a few days ago. But if you allow it to stay like 1 month or 3 months, they forget about it. That is why I like how the P2B campaign team strategize their movement, planning that at the end of the day, not to be our last campaign, because that is where we are going to hit them. And that is what we are going to hit APC and PDP hard. As when I mean hard, we hit them hard in that area. Because now this election is no longer like where you come from, because the north and a lot of people are waking up. When they come out on YouTube or on television and be saying that Northern and P2B cannot do anything in the north, keep deceiving yourself, because we see what is happening in Twitter space. We see what is happening on social media. People are doing that campaign on ground. People are, as in Nigerians are sacrificing their own money. People are paying on behalf of P2B. Look at what happened in Brekete. People pay that money on behalf of P2B. That shows you how serious Nigerians are helping each other. This is the first time Nigeria can help each other. Do you know what that can do in P2B administration? Because now we are working together. That togetherness is something that we don't have in Nigeria for the past 20-something years. Imagine when we bring that force together, when everybody bring that force together, I will break every doors, we will break every barriers. And that is what P2B is bringing, because now it's bringing Nigeria together. Everybody is now working together. You see youth going on the road, paying money, even advising people, go and get your PVs, they will do small challenges. Those things are where, because a country cannot function if we are not together. The only way we can function when we are together. And that is what P2B ticket is different from whatever anybody is preaching. And they know it. APC know it. PDP know it. They know that this election, if you didn't know before, I don't think Tinubu will be APC candidate. If you didn't know, I don't think Atiku will, because they don't know that P2B movement will be like this. Because if you didn't know, trust me, Osubanjo could have won this election. Osubanjo could have been APC ticket. Even Wike could have been PDP ticket. But because they were not thinking in this direction. That is, when God wants to do something, God will silence everybody. He works in a mysterious way that human being will not understand. He make them that believing that, okay, it's a normal, usual politician thing. But it's not usual politician thing. This is a different thing, because Nigeria now, we are in pain. When I mean in pain, Nigeria is in pain. Everybody is in pain. Look at what happened in Benin a few days ago. Are you telling me that people in that place will use eye and look at APC? Now look what's happening in Adamawa. After Buhari left that place, people sweep Buhari out. That's to show you how serious people are. They sweep Buhari, burn out the whole this thing. So that show you how this thing is. So imagine what P2B will do in the north. Let's keep watching. The day P2B will go in all these northern big state, then you will see the reaction of the north. You will see that people really embrace P2B. And that day, all these APC and PD people that are still sleeping, because I believe they are still sleeping, dreaming, that day they wake up. And when they wake up, it's already late, because this election has already been won. We are not contesting this election with anybody. And the biggest mistake anybody can do, if you try to link this election, this Brazilian thing that's happening in Brazil, it's just a small thing, that what will happen in Nigeria. It's just a small thing. The one that will happen in Nigeria will be more bigger than the one that happened in Hong Kong few years ago. It will be big, as in what is going to happen is going to be, because a lot of things are happening in Nigeria. They are waiting for something to trigger it, and this election is going to trigger it. Make a mistake, people will burn houses, they will burn cities, as in Nigeria. So, and none of all these politicians want to lose their property. Are you going to lose your oil well? Are you going to lose your companies? You don't want that to happen to you. So the best option for you to do is just accept it and move on. Because if you try to do anything stupid, people will burn your properties. I mean your properties. All these people after this, you keep saying people will burn their properties. Trust me on that. So when it comes this election, Nigerians know that this election has already been won. It's just that they just do the normal thing. Can we follow the normal procedure? Because let's follow it, do it by law. Because if you're not going to do it by law, it looks stupid. So I'm stupid. But if apart from that, it's bit of it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr.
Another thing again, look at that video you just played now. Even that man that is even doing those things, those are people are obedient. They know very well. They're just doing something to collect money from Tinubu. And that's what they are doing. So they know very well. All of them know what they are doing. So anybody that's supporting Tinubu is automatically obedient, but they have to collect the money. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you once again. All right. I'll move on now to Victor. Mr. Victor Niger 4B, please talk to us. Good evening to you.
Good evening, Niger Watch. God bless you for what you are doing, giving us the opportunity to speak to Nigeria worldwide. I thank all the men and women who have spoken with their heart in their word. I just want to thank every one of you for participating in this great show. And I want to thank Mr. CM. Mr. CM, good day. More grace. I want to speak on I just want to touch on those one little before I go into, because my business now is just to speak to the people concerning OB movement. I want to speak on Jubril. Jubril is a con man from the north. People have not really gone into Jubril as a person. I went into some of his antecedents. Jubril is like a con man. He play politics. One is he play politics with would I say trick and a sort of 419 flavor in his all his idea, and he has this tendency of doing all this political maneuvering, trying to find where we suit his own self-aggrandizement. I would say he was not really compensated. He did not make that agreement with APC very well, concretely. They were still, doubting. He was still doubting until he found a very palatable dish from Kwankwaso. Kwankwaso gave him a very good things before he maneuvered to Kwankwaso camp. People might be saying, oh, because Kwankwaso is an Hausa man, he doesn't like the northern Muslim candidate. That's not a lie. The guy wanted a good meal, and he has been served a good meal in Kwankwaso camp. That is the kind of person he is. He does not, he's an unstable kind of person. He's a cunning man from the north. So that's why sometimes I don't like listening to him. He doesn't like to, he's very pompous. He has a lot of pride in him. He doesn't like, you hit him in hard with questions. If you look at all the interviews, he doesn't like, you to hit him hard on questions. And I would like to go also to Obayagbon. People always say Obayagbon is speaking this, is speaking that, is speaking all this English that is not. Look, the way I see Obayagbon, I see Obayagbon as the king's clown. He's a clown, and he's also a comedian. Anytime I go to this comedian show on YouTube, what I normally do when I finish with the Igodai and the other people, when I finish laughing, I just type in Patrick Obayagbon, because what the man does to me, I don't see politicking. I see him making us, lose up our stress after going on to campaign for Peter Obi. Just listen to Obayagbon. You will laugh and laugh and laugh and laugh. I don't know what I can't, articulate what he's trying to say. He's just trying to create, trying to bring people to his own attention. Anytime he speaks, he like to bring people to his own. And our people sometimes, before they were gullible, but now they are no longer gullible. They like to listen to people that will make their, make everywhere be, filled with light, even if it's telling lies, but the lies must be a great lie that will make them shout, yes, yes. So that's the kind of person, he's a king's clown. That's the kind of person he is. And if I go out after listening to comedy, I switch on to Patrick Obayagbon comedy. And I laugh, I laugh, I laugh. My wife be telling me, why are you laughing? My wife will go, oh, you put on this, your brother. Now the clown with this, so we will laugh and laugh and laugh. That's all we know about him. We don't, there's no intelligent word that comes out of him. I see him as a king's clown. That's what we call him at our place here. We call him the king's clown. So let that be a bygone. It's just a political a parasite that is looking for a palatable host to feed on, and he has seen that palatable host in Baba Blue Blah. Now that's what I'm calling that man, Baba Blue Blah. He has found that place. He has gotten a very good meal, and he started. If you see when he was speaking in China the other time, the first interview, he was trying to touch the flesh, eat the flesh of Baba Blue. So he pinched the flesh of Baba Blue, and Baba Blue saw that this man is going that way. He's an activist before. He's going that way. If we don't catch him to our place now, if we don't give him a position, he will fly to Obi. That was why they gave him that position. That was point blank. That's what they gave him. They knew he has activist, it's sort of activist, a little bit of 20% activism in him. So, and he might probably push to Obi Camp, because Obi Camp is still people who want to take charge of their country. People who want to take their destiny in their hand. That's the kind of thing. That was why he has to move down. They have to give him a lot of food and move him down to the main, money stream, Baba Blue Camp. And let me move to Obi. See, yesterday when I watched all the airspace, the political airspace, I was jubilating when I was coming from work. When I called you guys, when I listened to all the platform, I was happy. And then I saw something that Obi did. Goose pimples was coming out of my body when I was at work. I was jubilating, tears were dropping out of my eyes, because I have found something that many people long time ago were looking for. Peter Obi has finally landed the bomb on their head. Peter Obi has changed the political atmosphere of Nigeria in a supersonic way. Why did I say so? You see, before, when we do political campaign, we go to state, we go to one big stadium and start saying all sort of trash, trying to change the mindset of Nigeria, telling them lies. Peter Obi, as CM, gave a brief, and he put salt into the food. He gave us what Nigeria needed to know, sink into their head. This man, Peter Obi, is not ordinary. Peter Obi is not ordinary. And we need people that is not ordinary to rule in a nation that is in a dead circumstance like Nigeria. Peter Obi, I repeat, is not an ordinary person. Peter Obi has gone into the spirit realm of knowledge and dug into it. That is why you see his CV. He has dug into it, and he knew the food he will give to the gods. And he has given the food to the gods. That is why Peter Obi has And Obi has started, he campaigned, since they don't want to give him that big stadium. He started, he planned it, they planned it. The hot spot, if you look at it, the hot spot in Nigeria now, the political atmosphere, the Delta State, the new Delta State was a hot spot. He has to break his campaign gradually. He break his campaign and he's getting the momentum he needed. It was only one place that I didn't go, to my wife's village, or Zori, that's in Delta State. And I said it before in Nigeria, I said, we have spoken to people in Ozori land, in Delta State. Only land, in Delta State. And Obi was supposed to be there. This is a local government. Obi was supposed to be there. Those people are ready for Obi. They are ready up for Obi. PDP is dead in Oli, dead. When dead and buried, APC cannot go there. So Obi knew the hot spot, and they are taking each region with different with different campaign strategy. My God, brethren, the campaign that is going to happen in Lagos and the North is going to be a different thing entirely. You guys should watch out. You see Lagos in first act, that area, that zone, that local government, APC, they are no go area for them because that place is filled with non-indigene of Lagos. If you go to Apapa, non-indigene of Lagos, the only place they have that they are holding stronghold is their Warwick place, that's their Warwick side, that is in Ireland, and the island and a little bit of the mainland. That is where you have where the Agbero, that is the Keja, that's the capital where the Agbero is. Yanopaja, where the Agberos are. That is where you have them. And even that place, there is Obi has planted the Obi movement. They have planted a lot of cell there. A lot of cell, my brother. That was why I was having good people, but I made some calls. I was having good people, so I was happy. Now people are saying Obi is going to faint at the end. Obi is moving in a supersonic way. At the end, when it gets to the north, we are going to see the landing of a supersonic jet in the north. And the campaign is going to be a mind-blowing to all the politicians that are saying, oh, it doesn't have anybody. You will see that day, everybody that will be on that ground, they are organic. You will see the first time organic campaign in the hardcore of the north. And mind you, we have 3 states. I call them the 3 Ks. That is Katsina, Kaduna, and Kano. That is where all these Galibantas, what they call them, these people, that's where they are all depending on. Those 3 K states, those are the states that formed the table in the last elections that we have had. So those 3 K states, when they mention of national, those are they are not looking at. They are looking at those 3 K states: Katsina, Kaduna, Kano. That is the 3 states that brings the vote from the north. And Obi has divided those states. Thank you very much, Mr. Nadia Watch.
Thank you, Mr. Victor. Thank you so much. Mr. ACBD, thank you. Good evening.
I could have made a quick intervention.
Okay. Go ahead, sir. You have 1 minute.
Yeah. Okay. 1 minute. You see, I thank the last speaker for the way he put everything in context. What people forgot, or what I forgot to mention when I was talking about Obi was, like the last speaker said, will be different area. He knows the strategy to use them. That is, and that is it. The thing is, when he got to Warri, he said Warri is not for English. When he mentioned area, people say, yeah, area. That was when the crowd went wide. And I knew that something is behind Obi. Like the last speaker said, when he mentioned that in Warri, I knew, yes, there is no way he will never he won't clear out the whole votes in Warri, at least a good 90%. No other candidate the Warri people will remember than Obi when he greeted them in their own language, and I love it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, sir. All right, Mr. CBD, good evening to you. Please talk to us.
Yes, good evening, Mr. Naija Watch. Good evening, the panelists, and good evening, everyone listening to this amazing and educative program. Well, we are talking about these people that are talking about, is it the Jubrain? You see, all these people, they are only working, they are doing their jobs. That's why you don't even think about what they said 5 years ago, 2 years ago. All these people are doing, they are working. You know, it's an employment. Even if the worst politician in Nigeria pays them better, they'll go there. All this Renu Omokri, Dino Melaye, Jubrin, all this, it doesn't matter. It's all about their own stomach infrastructure. Then the Patrick Obiagbon, the thing is that he's, to be honest, I've been listening to him for a while. I mean, I've been hearing about him, the grammar, all that. To be honest with you, I usually feel like, I don't know if he's usually serious with, or he's just trying to, because sometimes I know those words probably mean something in the dictionary, maybe, because I don't think a grown-up and fairly learned person will come and start speaking things that are non-existent, grammar.
The dictionary.
So if it's not in the dictionary, then that's amazing. They need to go and check him there.
Where is Obi Okpo in dictionary? Obi Okpo.
Wow. So that's just the thing. And Obi, you see, Obi is going to win. I keep on saying this. The only thing that I feel like we are, that is a concern is this election. If these people try to take away that victory from Peter Obi, then there will be a lot of unrest. I think so. And we don't want any form of violence. But if they try to rig, or if they try to take this thing away illegally and all that, then Nigeria is on the precipice right now. A lot is going on in Nigeria. Just that we kind of choose what to focus on sometimes. A lot is going on. If you see videos, if you see stories, the media, they will only tell you what they feel like that you should know. So they won't tell you everything. So yeah, but I believe and I see it for a fact. For what's the name? Kwakwanso, I'm not 100% certain on where it stands. I feel like before the this February, probably from the first or second week, or let's say first week of February, there will be a lot of surprise decamping and endorsements and realignments. And that is usually what some of these political parties does to kind of build a very strong momentum towards the campaign, the election week. So that is how it usually is. So we cannot be 100% sure. That's why you see people like this, G5 and all that, they have not publicly endorsed anybody. It's usually a strategy for most political parties, at the last minute to build that momentum. So we cannot really say for sure where these people stand. But one thing I know for sure is that Peter Obi is doing well. And don't listen to the propaganda. We must make sure that we are telling our people not to listen to the propaganda of the North. Peter Obi is not there. It's not the middle belt. This North Central. Peter Obi is strong. In Kano, he might not be as strong as Kwakwanso in terms of what people are saying, but I know for sure in Kaduna, Peter Obi is strong. In most part of the north, Nasarawa, Taraba, Gombe, Southern Gombe, Kogi, unless this man, what's the name of that, their governor there? Those people, the man is very...
Bello.
They do politics in Kogi. Yeah, yes, the way they do politics there is something else. If you see the violence during their by-elections, you will be wondering how is that not being reported in CNN. So we can't really say so much for Kogi because we don't know what is on ground, because they believe in using force to subdue political opponents a lot, especially in Kogi State. But you see Benue and the rest of it, I'm sure Peter Obi is very strong there. So we're on the right track, and I believe that things will fall in place. So let me stop there for now. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ECBD, for that swift response and a powerful submission. God bless you, sir. Okay, Engineer Ken, good evening to you, sir. You're the last to go. Please talk to us.
Yeah, good evening, Ninja Watch. Good evening, Ninja Watch family. And good evening to the pioneers and good evening to Nigerians. Ah, man, what a great news and a great drama. You see, I'm not being surprised for this Fulani man, that is playing the games with Tinubu and moving from APC down to NPP or whatever they call the Kwankwaso team. You see, we should not be surprised. These guys are Fulani. Fulani stay together. They are like bees. They don't separate themselves. They're always together. And the thing is, this Kwankwaso is not going anywhere. Just watch it. Maybe about 2 weeks or a week or so to the election, Kwankwaso will give his vote to Atiku. He will direct all Fulanis that are with him should give that vote to Atiku. Even the Kaduna state that Kwankwaso is from, Kwankwaso cannot even get 10% of the people there. Because the game of Nigerian politics has been changed. The obedient movement have changed the game. This is not like the game of before. The NSAS youth was the people that they killed in that NSAS youth, the spirits are not sleeping. There's a spirit and the spirit of our forefathers and people that are committing suicide every day in Nigeria. Their spirit are the one venging out through this obedient movement. You remember, my brothers, when we started with Obi, by the time we were processing this guy Wike, we'll find out PDP is not going to take Wike to be their flag bearer. Instantly, we flagged to Obi. I said it. I said Obi is a movement that is being controlled by the spiritual. That is why we are seeing things that is happening now. Because the night and day, meaning the physical and the spiritual, have agreed. They have agreed. That is why we are seeing this revolution. Because these are political gurus, these old folks and these political ones that will be having since all these years, from 1960 to this date. All of them have failed. That all their games have failed. No matter what they are doing, it's not working. The more they strike, the more victory will become. And this guy, that is the plan of Jibrin, and that is what Kwankwaso want to do. And I want to go into Patrick Obayabon. Patrick Obayabon mixing English with Latin, with French, with all European English speaking Dutch languages, adding up to English language to deceive himself. We know that Ghana Must Go Back have been flagged to him by Adams Oshomole, who is his godfather in APC. That is why you see him changing his mouth. These people has no credibility. They have no shame. They have no shame. That is why you see Jagaban saying that he's a youth. Even me right now at my age, I can't call myself a youth. When you cross 50, you're no longer a youth. And he that have crossed 70 or 80, still calling himself a youth. That's to tell you, these guys are not ashamed. They are not ashamed. You know, so these are just the thing that the Nigeria airspace right now can never be cajoled by these foolish people. You know, I want to tell my obedience brothers and sisters, fathers and mothers, cool temper. We should cool our temper. Our focus these days will be on INEC. You see what happened in that gift bag that they give to that young man that was showing it in, you know, that we all received that video in Nigeria Watch WhatsApp platform. You know, the thing is this: they didn't just give that guy that thing for free. They took his voting card, his PVC. They took a number from that PVC and they gave it back to him. You see, that was what I was trying to explain last week before one of our brother here rudely interrupted me. You know, let me tell you guys something. I'm a civil engineer. You know, before you can become an engineer, you have to go through science. You know, it's almost 100% science. You see, anything computer can build can be formatted by anybody. Being in United States passport, being British passport, as long as it's being built by the computer, it can be made anywhere in the world, and it will still have the same code. Believe it or you don't. The only thing that can never be changed is when you write something with your hand, with your pen. Nobody can change that. But anything you go into the computer and type, you know, and process, no matter the code you can put on it, and a hacker can easily hack it and break it. They will break that code, no matter what. That is why these guys are taking their PVC numbers. Those numbers is going to be reprogrammed into the system of INEC. When those guys will now swap their card, for them to now vote, that card is going to turn back for APC. They might click PDP. They might click Labour Party, but it will be changed. It will be changed to APC. That is the thing. That is why we have to be vigilant. That is why we have to be watchful. If they come and give you food, they come and give you anything, don't take it. It doesn't worth it. If you are for good, stand for good. If you are standing for wrong, stand for wrong. Let them know you as an obedience. So being obedient, those give back cannot solve your problem. 1 cup of rice, 1 cup of gari, 1 small Indomie bag. Everything there is no more than 1,000 naira or 2,000 naira. That is what you want to sell your future to. That is what you want to sell your generation to. What we are fighting for these days is not even our generation. Because we are fighting for generation yet unborn, generation that they just gave birth to. My kid sister just gave birth today in Benin to a beautiful bouncing baby girl. You know, those are the generation that we.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much, my brothers. Thank you so much. Those are the generation that we are fighting for. So that we can give them a better future. So that we can give them a better Nigeria. Please, my Nigerian brothers, all we need someone that is patriotic. And Peter Obi has proven himself a patriotic person. You see, to become a different, to change things in his life and to become a different human being to make system work, you don't need too much education. Fine, we are lucky that Peter Obi has it. He doesn't. If you're a man that has the people at heart, if you're a man that chooses credibility over everything that you do, it's very easy. When you have that, you can turn things around. You can make things work. But so sorry that the people that we have and we have been having, they are just for themselves alone. They don't care of nobody. They don't care. All what they know about is their own children, how much they want to make. And yet, these guys have made so much fortune that their generation, a million generation of them will not suffer anymore. And yet they are not at rest. They still want to do more. My take is this. My brothers have said it all. And whatever that we have been preaching for all this while, we have tried, we have did our part, and we are still doing our part. Our part these days is to change our narrative of collecting money to cast your vote, collecting foodstuffs from these people. You think those foodstuffs that are given to you, those foodstuffs are good? They are not. These guys are demons. Even the devil is afraid of them. They are men of the night. They are men of the night. When God told us in the Bible that says that the heart of men are desperately wicked, He's talking about these people. He's talking about these people.
Especially Desmond Elliott as well.
Yes, of course. Yes, of course. These are the products.
Campaigning for Tinubu here and there.
Yes, of course. These are the products. Desmond Elliott is in his 40s. He's in his early 40s. So if he can campaign for Tinubu, what else? What else? These are the products. These are the products of Tinubu. These are the products of these evil people. That is what they have done. My take would be this. I've never prayed for it to happen. For the past 2-3 years, or 3 years ago in Nigeria's platform, I've been saying that Nigeria needs a war. There is only war that can make things right for us. These are the reason why I was crying out for that war. Because these men have infected. They have used their politics cancer, with their money to infect life. They have planted their seed up to like 30 years old, just like the Desmond Elliott. Desmond Elliott is the proceed of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Just imagine that if Desmond now, in the next 10 years from now, 20 years from now, he becomes the Nigerian president, what are we going to expect from him? Nothing good. Because his background, his roots, is being corrupt. So this is what these people have done. I don't pray for it to happen. Anything that makes Labour Party to lose this election, Nigeria will go on a civil war. It's going to be the war, the poor versus the rich. And that war will not end in Nigeria. That war will be in the diaspora. That we in the diaspora will take over them. Wherever their children are, wherever their children will be, even they themselves, if they should fly to the United States, fly to London, fly to anywhere in the world, we have the masses there. We have the lives of the poor men and women, children there. We have men like us that are there to wait for them. We will knock on their doors and we will do the needful. That is the only thing that can turn the airspace of corruption in our state, in our country, around. Look at today. Was it today or yesterday? The Fulanis, the train Kina in Benin. Up to this moment, Obaseki and his government refuse to utter an address about it. They refuse to say something about it.
Phyllis Shaibu addressed it already.
Huh?
Phyllis Shaibu addressed it.
Why Phyllis Shaibu? Is it the governor? Is it VP? This is why Phyllis Shaibu came out, because maybe he was touched. Maybe he's ashamed. He's ashamed. The reason why Phyllis Shaibu is coming out right now, because him and his principal are not agreeing. They are not friends right now. That is why we see him, speaking up. They are not a friend. They have problems, in their offices. So these guys they're evil. They're evil. My prayer is this: by the grace of God, come on that very day of February. Please, Nigerians, don't be cajoled with these people. Don't let them take your vote. Don't sell your vote. Stay out there. Vote for your principle and defend your vote. Don't just vote and leave. Stay there like what we did in Edo State. Stay there and fight for it and defend it. If it's turned around, stay there and let it know. If possible, use your cell phone to take a picture of what you are doing. Thank you, Mr. Naija Watch, for my time.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. We are going to take a break. When we come back, we talk about INEC. Everybody going to have a 2-minute submission, except Alex, that is going to have a bit more time because he's just joining us right now. Let's quickly take a break. Please help us to share this broadcast and like.
Mr. Naija, sorry, there's an information.
Yeah, what's that?
Yeah, the information concerning the hacking and there's no
yeah. When we come back, you talk about that, sir.
Okay.
Thank you. All right. Dr. Alexander Gomez, thank you very much, sir, for the super chat. God bless you. Nobody gave me a super chat today. It's only Dr. Alexander Gomez that remembered me. I beg me, could I help us share and like? We're still here. Use the $sign. Support us. Encourage us to do more for you. Please help us to share this broadcast. We're still going to take the 2 minutes round in case you want to join us to quickly give that. That's fine. I think we have one spot left. But meanwhile, let's quickly take this break. God bless you all.
Oh, my son, you should be ready to lay good foundation. Earlier the better. In the nearest future, you could be one of the leaders. So we pray. Amen. Oh, my daughter, you should be ready to lay good foundation. Earlier the better. In the nearest future, you could be one of the leaders. So we pray. Amen. To become a leader is not very easy. To become a man is not a day job. Everybody's ambition is to become a leader and to become a rich man. That is the struggle. So my son, you should be ready to lay good foundation. Earlier the better. In the nearest future, you could be one of the leaders. So we pray. Amen. Thank you, my brother. God bless you. So, my daughter, you should be ready to lay good foundation. Earlier the better. In the nearest future, you could be one of the leaders. So we pray. Amen. To become a man, it's not a day job. To become a leader, it's not very easy. Everybody's ambition is to become a leader and to become a rich man. That is the struggle. So my son, you should be ready to lay good foundation. Earlier the better. In the nearest future, you could be one of the leaders. So we pray. Amen.
You are the pillar that holds my life. You are the pillar that holds my life. Master Jesus, you are the pillar that holds my life. Lily of the body, you are the pillar that holds my life. You are the pillar that holds my life. You are the pillar that holds my life. Lion of Judah, you are the pillar. You are the pillar.
All right, thank you very much. Please stay mute, stay mute, stay mute. Big Uyi, please don't unmute yourself again. Thank you. Just stay mute. I accept your code. I appreciate you all. Thank you very much. Now, God bless you now. Appreciate every one of you. Let's move on. This time, everybody's going to have 2 minutes round, but I would like to start with Alex. Somebody wanted to say something earlier on. Do you want to use your 2 minutes now? Somebody was talking earlier on. Okay. If you're not responding, I'm not sure who was talking to me before we went on break. Okay, let's move on. Alex, good evening to you, my brother. Let's talk to us.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Najawash. I tried to play the video back of Mr. Bayagban, what he said. I don't know what he was trying to say to Obi and Obasanjo. If you can intimate me, I will be more than glad.
It's just a straightforward thing. He was talking down on Obasanjo, you know, talking down on him by endorsing Peter Obi, that he doesn't have any right, you know, to determine the future of Nigerians and all that. But he was using all these deceptive languages, English and all that, to deceive the gullible Nigerians. But yeah, that's all he was talking about.
Thank you, Mr. Najawash. That's what you said. But Obayagbon has always been known to be on the side of the political vultures and vampires in this country. Unfortunately, yeah, I will not criticize the way he expresses himself. Sometimes Wole Soyinka does that, Chris Okotie does that, even late Chubo Kadibo did that. You know, so sometimes people tend to read a lot, and it becomes part and parcel of them. So, but my point is that at this time, I would have been taking Obayagbon, who was a federal lawmaker at the time, who was a man who ought to be for the people, having perused a lot of, you know, books in total about freedom and democracy and justice. So a lot of times when people have tasted from the king's food and the wine of Nebuchadnezzar, it's very difficult to become a Daniel or a Job. So I don't blame him. He has forgotten his roots. Bagbo is from a very poor family, and with respect to that, I expected him to look back on his struggle days and how God saw him through, because he talks a lot about God in most of his submissions. So I've been watching him closely, and I'm still disturbed. It's obvious now, it's very clear now that he will never come to the side of the people. But let me sound a warning to Mr. Patrick Obayagbon, or Barrister Patrick Obayagbon. If anything happens in the next elections, if anything happens, if the country goes into flames, as it is very fragile right now, everybody knows your house. You will not be spared. The political, you know, the political class in Edo State will not. In fact, they will receive the fireworks first. So I want to appeal to all political, you know, gladiators in Edo State. It doesn't matter what you've done before. If you have conscience, and you know the situation of the country, you've seen how the country has been run for the past 7 years. You saw the death of Deborah without justice. You saw the massive kidnapping and killing nationwide. You saw you are seeing the depth of the country from 12 to 15 trillion to 77 trillion naira. You've seen the price of foodstuff go high. You've seen, you know, lack of medical care. You've seen the Jackpot syndrome. You've seen how, I mean, you don't need to tell this. You don't need to tell a black man is reigning with this Nigeria condition. It's time you come down from Martin Olympus. A lot of them has done that. Those that have political conscience, the likes of Obasanjo, and a lot of them in Edo State. A lot of them said, there is nothing in this life. I've never seen anybody who was buried with money. I've never seen. So I want to appeal to him and his likes. If they try to manipulate elections next month, it's not election as usual. This is different. I am sounding it now like the political Harare of Zimbabwe. That danger is looming. We must We must all come out now and salvage this nation. It's not time for tribal. It's not time for regional politics. This is time for, truth, justice, and rescuing this sinking ship called Nigeria. So I'm not threatening them, but it's just what is written by the biblical Menemeneteke you foresee that the days of this country are numbered unless we get it right next month. So that's for Obayagbon. As for Obi saying Nigeria needs healing from the past government, from the present and past government. Obi is right. Obi has been blowing his political campaign in Vuvuzela all this while. You cannot run a country like this. He has been condemning a lot of killings, a lot of maladministration. Although he's a bit careful with the way he's talking because of the fragile nature of the country right now. Looking at what happened historically to one kamikaze, Mr. MKO Abiola, the guy is trying to be a bit careful. Obi is a very tough leader. When he gets to office,
that was not the language from Obi. That's the same Obayagbon saying those nonsense. It's not Obi. Obi
said Nigeria needs healing. He said Nigeria needs healing. That's what I'm saying.
Yes, but what Israel is saying is that was the same language that Obayagbon used today. That Nigeria need healing. They're not asking from who. He now says since 1960. He refused to cast the blame on this current administration which he belonged to. So that was the
but I just told you now that a lot of people, once they are eating from the table of Nebuchadnezzar, the likes of Ahmed Bola Tinubu and Atiku Abubakar, what do you expect them to say? When they talk, on the side of the people, the next day you are going to hear sad news about them. Unfortunately, they don't have political conscience. So I know a lot of them also who is on the side of the obedient movement. Obayagbon can't do anything now. His hands are soiled. He's a corrupt man. He was a federal lawmaker without one project in his village or in his local government. So he's a disgrace to the political class, and he knows it. We used to hold him in a very high esteem, but he has lost that in the course of history. So for me, everybody knows, even a black man knows that Obayagbon is speaking for his own selfish interest, unfortunately. So I'm only disappointed because he's a man that I respect so much. I expected more from him. Have you heard about Martin Luther King Jr., Nelson Mandela, Julius Nyerere of Tanzania, Patrice Lumumba? I expected this guy to be on the side of the people. He seems to be a political capitalist, a political money monger, and he seems to be with the Nambic Bambism of Nigerian politics. So you cannot really expect much from him. So I'm warning them that should anything go wrong, because they depend on their rigging machine. That is why they are not appealing to citizens. They are boastful. They are very braggadocious. NSAS started from Edo State and Delta, and it spread like wildfire nationwide. And NSAS is a process, is a movement. We just want to continue it with our PVC. So if need be, we will return to the streets, and this time it will not be with our national anthem or with the Nigerian flags. We cannot afford another 4 years or 8 years with this kind of government, or even worse. No, we reject that. So I stand with the side of the obedient movement, as always, and I condemn the activities of Patrick Obayagbon in the electionary process of this present time. And I hope next month Nigerians will come out and, express their personal vendetta on this wicked government who has left us with nothing to be desired except tears, sorrow, and blood. So we shouldn't take such men seriously. On election day, Patrick Obayagbon only has just 1 vote, and we should focus on what Obi is saying. You can see the simplicity. You can see the humbleness of a leader. You can see the intelligence. You can see the vigor. You can see the zest and the zeal from Obi and Dati. We don't need sick people to lead a sick nation. That is why we must continue to stand with Mr. Peter Obi. And I know on a daily basis, the Obi message is gaining ground. This is why our political oppositions are running at scatter. This is why they are unsettled. This is why they come up with a lot of politics. They are casting their last shots, and we will not cut out. So please, let us continue to mobilize and talk to people, and let us continue to speak to INEC Let's remind them that we know them. They live among us. They are not spirits. We know their children. We know their family. We know their domiciles. We know their buildings. They should be very careful with these coming elections. Thank you, Mr. Naija Watch. Thank you, my fellow panelists, and God bless Nigeria. I'm still here.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Before we move on now to the next person, which is Israel.
Naija Watch, I'm here.
Yeah. Hold on here, Big Uyi. That's Big Uyi, right?
No, I was the one that asked. I have an information.
But I called you before. You didn't answer me. I called you. Maybe
I just came back.
Yes, yeah, you were not there. But please hold on. Yes, this is what happened in Edo State today. But meanwhile, about INEC, meanwhile, look at this picture that is currently circulating on Twitter right now over because INEC is, like I told you, we cannot really trust INEC. They claim this child is 31 years old, in Borno State. You can see the child's picture on PVC right there. Why this one happened in Edo State today. Let me quickly show you guys. They just sent me this one not long. Let's watch this.
This is Sugbekun Primary School, where we were asked to come and collect our PVCs, and it's so unfortunate with the mass, the multitude here. No single INEC staff here. We are completely sitting on the fence. We don't even know what to do. This video is made. I'm the one videoing this right now. Comrade Ima Osagie, a member of POM 37, and Nigeria cannot continue this way. LC. So you can see, for days it has been like this. We've not been attended to. We've not been attended to. We keep coming here. When you go to INEC office, they will tell you to go to the center that you registered. When you come here, you meet nobody here. So, and I'm even wondering, why should collection date, expiring date for collection be approved or be consented to by the government? It has been produced. There shouldn't be an expiring date or the last day for it.
Exactly.
Everybody that has done theirs deserve to get their own PVC ready. They know the government is so instrumental to all this that you can see it. These are crowds. How are we getting our PVC? Go get your PVC. Go get your PVC. That's what the government announced. That's on the national TV. It's everywhere. It's on the social media. But there is no single INEC staff here. Everybody's complaining. Those single INEC staff, people are leaving. The crowd just reduced a little bit. It is like that. This is what we are facing, and there is no PVC. PVC, I'm gonna talk. Everybody talk. And they post and they go labor office right away. You see?
Very sad.
Some people we went to INEC office. They said you should go to your centers. And right now we've been in the centers for that's been like that for days. It's like that everywhere. So this is an open game. It's very clear. You people should speak up. We are pushing this to the very high. You see, go and collect your PVC. Go and collect your PVC. You will not meet one single INEC staff at the center. Mama call a PVC near when I do here. We make single INEC staff in my here. Have you done here when you are the center? Here when you are the center.
Very sad. That's Edo State. So that's all I wanted to give. So everybody that's giving their 2 minutes, just talk about PVC, whatever you want to say about it, encouraging people to continue. Hopeful they can collect their PVC, but unfortunately, it looks like the government and the collaboration with INEC are the one frustrating us right now. This one happened in Edo State. This one was today. Thank you very much, my people. Somebody wanted to ask a question earlier on. Please indicate now. Okay, this person is not available again. All right, Mr. CM, go ahead, talk to us. 2 minutes.
Me.
All right, then go ahead, sir.
George, I needed to just quickly say something.
Yes, Israel. Yes, sorry. Israel, use your 2 minutes.
Yes, thank you very much, everyone. First of all, we have to pull this. Whenever we compare people with Pan-Africans, please, let's be very careful of how we use Pan-Africans. These are men and women who has laid down from day one. They were not talking blah. They were talking to the minds of the people to develop them mentally, physically, and to propel them for a better democracy. That was what Pan-Africans did. Not comparing them with people who are using words like Sida Akuta to compare themselves to use it as an English language for people who are already, decayed by their decayed and were used as political togs. These are not people we emulate who made false informations. These are very, 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 it's annoying comparing them to Pan-Africans like Julius Nyerere of Tanzania or Nelson Mandela. How does that link? Can you see anything like Mandela from that guy? So let's be careful of how we put in words on people.
Mr. Israel, can I ask you a question, please? I know you are referring to me. Can I ask you a question?
Can I finish first? When I finish,
I have a question for you. It's a very simple question.
Yeah, go straight to the point, sir, please.
Before Obayagbon became corrupted or polluted, you don't know him before he became a state House of Assembly member in those states. You don't know where he was. I said he was not as he is now right now.
Thank you.
So for me, you don't know his antecedent. So for me, he's corrupt right now, but he has not always been like this. That's it.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for telling me I don't know him. I don't need to explain I don't know him. Since you believe that, that's your own opinion. Thank you very much. But when we use words, we should be careful because we are sending it outside. Because that does not represent anything that has to do with people like Pan-Africans. If you want to talk about Pan-Nigerians, we are talking about people like Peter Obi, who are laying fundamental structures for the benefit of the people and also for their future use. Not people who are embezzling and measuring that the people suffered, envelop themselves in poverty and hanging under the umbrella of speaking English, whereby they are using Latin words or jargons to confuse the mindset of the people. That does not spell anything Pan-Nigerian or Pan-African. Let's put it that way. For the INEC officers who are not there, Nigerians, please, let us tell ourselves the truth. We are working towards a better Nigeria. These people who are coming out with their cell phones, these are also called heroes, laying a fundamental structure on the ground of how our leaders should behave and how our future leaders should emulate on, indulging themselves in a real democratic process whereby people should not be denied of their franchise. What INEC has demonstrated right now, because some months ago, they were issuing statement that PVC collections are ready, that Nigerians are not coming forward. What are we saying now? That has all now tell you that what Mr. Okoye was saying the other day was a very crystal clear lies. Like I told you here, his body language, these are lies. So what is happening on the ground now? That's a reality. So for us Nigerians, you're already pushing for a new democracy. That is what Obi wants, and that is what I stand with the people. The people are suffering. Look at the way they look right now. And we want to use them, and they are not Pan-Nigerians who we claim as Pan-Nigerians. We're not saying that. We're not saying that. So if we compare that to what happened in Uganda, the people, somebody like Bobby Wine, who changed from a musician to become a political gladiator because of what he's seen on ground. These are people we have to emulate and seen as Pan-Africans. People who work tooth and nails to make sure the people get the dividends of democracy. Not people who come and to tell ourselves we are Sida Akutas just because you want to speak English. Nigerians, we should be prepared. Let us emulate good work. not people who are already making sure that the system get decayed more and even adding more to it. Say by their fruit, we shall know them. Thank you. Let us get our PVC and be ready. A new dispensation is just around the corner. God bless you.
All right. Thank you, my brother, Machiavelli. Thank you. Okay. Somebody wanted to ask a question earlier on. Okay, let me move on to who is this? Who is talking? Hello. Okay, Mr. CN, please talk to us. To your 2 minutes, sir.
Okay. Regarding the video clip we just watched about INEC, it is evident from what, because that's why sometimes when they say journalism, they say the on-the-spot journalism. You see, a place like this is where you should have seen Arise News and all those channels and whatever. This is a primary school. All those people, they left what they should have been doing to come to a primary school based on INEC assurance that go and collect your PVC. And every day, that has been our national anthem here. Collect your PVC, incentivize people, give them something. I don't know whether these people were sort of, prompted, but they went in there, they've gone there. Then there's no even INEC person to talk to. There's no INEC official to talk to. So this is a deliberate scam. It's a game they want to play. And moreover, they've set a deadline. Ideally, there shouldn't be anything like a deadline to collect PVC. It should have been, let's say, 24 hours to the election, or maybe 48 hours to just for logistics to enable, in the sense that those INEC people are maybe in the office will still be the people that will go to the field and conduct the election. So you give them a day to organize. Ideally, it shouldn't be. If you are conducting 25th, let's say by February the 23rd or 22nd, then it's okay. So telling people that this end of the month is the deadline for collecting PVC, and yet when they come there, they won't see anything. I'm warning again. Maybe I may be Mr. Nobody. It is in the interest of INEC to be good neighbors to Nigerians. These people you are seeing today, they are pleading. Imagine somebody saying that, although I didn't understand the language, but from the helplessness and the way the body language is trying to say, what else do you want us to do? They said we should be here, and we've been here, and we are here. Nobody to even talk to them. You see, the most annoying thing is that in a situation like this, we are left helpless, no notice. The INEC may not even, if it's a white man's country, must have had over the news, or somebody will come there and say, sorry, we couldn't do this, sorry. Or you see notice being placed conspicuously everywhere, even from the gate. Or the security will come and address you or organize you so that you should not be unruly as a result of restlessness. But in this case, nobody is there. It's like they wasted their time, or like they are stupid, they are fools. So it is in the interest of INEC for them to be good neighbors to Nigerians. I do not want to address this issue, the man that is integrity challenged, the one they call the PRO or the spokesman of INEC, who comes to Channel News. When he see him talking, he's doing like somebody is fidgeting or is getting Parkinson's. Shegu Kimbaloye asked him, "Are you sure all that you need for this election to be?" He said they've had everything is in order. They don't lack anything. Now look at the mess they are doing. P2B is Nigeria's last chance. It is easy for them to think that they are doing it. I don't know what will happen if they rig P2B out through all this crude, archaic, outdated, anachronistic system. It's gonna spell doom for them. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Nolly 77, please talk to us. Big Uyi, I'll come back to you later on. Please be patient with me. Nolly 77, please talk to us. 2 minutes. Okay, he's not available. Mr. SCBD, please use your 2 minutes now, sir. Okay, Mr. SCBD is not available as well. Okay, Engineer Ken, please use your 2 minutes now. Okay, Engineer Ken is now also available. This is good. Okay, Big Uyi, Please talk to us. Good evening to you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Najawosh.
Thank you. Thank you. You have 5 minutes since you just joining us.
I won't. 5 minutes will be too long. I just want to.
Okay, that's fine. That's good. I want you to even talk for 10 seconds.
All right then. So, concerning INEC, I don't trust them one bit. It will only take the grace of God for them to deliver what they need to deliver. I'm saying this because I witnessed what they did one time in Edo State. It was during Oshomole election. The night of the election, we knew how Sam Obasanjo came to Edo State before morning. He went straight to INEC office. The next morning, we started hearing something different. So since then, I have never had any trust for INEC. That for that. And secondly, the video we watch about the man that was given a gift from the APC government, a lot of things like that is going to happen. This is the truth. This is a man that I've already told the world that it is his turn to be the president of Nigeria. Someone that have opened his mouth to say something like that can do anything to put himself in that position. When he came to Edo State, I had this rumor of how much he brought into that state. That money is not for any other thing. It's for ringing. So everyone just needs to be careful. I feel sorry for those our mothers, our grandfathers that live in the villages. Those are the ones that can quickly cajole into their kind of trick. Imagine what they have in that bag. They are all nothing, but they are the ones that put suffering in the life of people in Nigeria so they can come through that maze they're coming through now to deceive people again. Giving people gifts, collecting their PVC. Just as our brother earlier said, those of us that live in the diaspora, if anyone get hold of your bank card, there is a secret pin they can pick from that bank card and they can easily order things behind your back. So I believe for them to take those numbers from that man, they must surely have a very tangible reason for doing so. So everyone have to keep their PVC safe to themselves, and they can only use it to cast their vote on that very day. So I will yield the floor for now. I'm still very much behind. I'm watching.
Thank you, Big Oye. Thank you very much. Victor, please talk to us in 2 minutes.
Mr. Najawo, thank you very much. I was the one that wanted to speak concerning the INEC voters.
Okay. Just use your 2 minutes now. Thank you.
Okay. I want every one of us, because INEC has dealt with a lot of us mentally, psychologically, through these politicians. And for this dispensation, I made a research. I made a research on my own. I read mathematics and statistics in the University of Port Harcourt. You can go and verify. And I got to know that the algorithm that INEC used was an algorithm that could identify your name, the place you registered, and on your name, there's a number attached to your name. And the algorithm can only do 2 things. It can identify your face and your name. The algorithm does not take in vote. Rather, it transfer vote. It transfer, when you snap it, you now take it to the INEC server. Then the chairman of INEC and his team can then assess it. There's no way they can read it. The only way you will say they want to read, there are 2 ways you can read. When you have electronic voting and when you have physical voting, like the one we've been doing before. Those are in electronic voting. You can read it when the numbers are being transferred. So your voting is being transferred along that server. They can terminate it. They can open and close the timer point for vote to go in to the server for you to count. But this one can only identify, the algorithm only identify you that's about to vote. And when it identifies you, it takes your thumbprint to certify your name and the picture attached to your name through the number you are given on that your identification PVC. They cannot rig because it is what? Because I was once an agent. The old agent to be at the polling booth. And when you finish voting, they finish counting. There's a sheet. All agents are supposed to testify, attest to that sheet and sign. And when you sign, the manager on that floor, polling booth, will not use the INEC hardware to snap it and now copy it and send to the appropriate server. It will not go to the server straight. And you cannot, if you tamper with that server, there is always a hard copy that will go to INEC. INEC will not compare the hard copy with what is on the server. Then that thing will be done on that chair. You saw them when they sit, they will do it there. Everybody will do it, they will sign it. Now the INEC chairman will not sign it and then announce the result from that polling booth accumulated with the whole local government. Now announce it. So when you come out to announce that they can rig it, it is not an electronic voting. The algorithm is made to identify you and transfer voters and reports to the INEC server. You are not doing electronic voting. Please, we should all be aware. Let us remove that psychological defeat INEC has been holding on us. It is no longer the game as usual. If you think about them taking the number from those people that have PVC, they cannot do nothing with the number. They are trying to scare them that they have your PVC. They can take you off if you don't vote for us. That is what they are trying to do. They are trying to work on the psyche of each person. I want every one of us to go and do your own little research on the INEC algorithm, please, so that we'll send a good message out. Please, to all Nigerians, this election cannot be rigged. The only way they can deprive you is not giving you your INEC PVC, or they will cause commotion on that day of voting, or they will send thugs to stay around. But that's what I will tell Nigerians, be ready. This is your life hang on this PVC vote this year. Take it as your life, as you treat your life. Take this voting 2023, next month by February 24, take it as a do or die issue. You vote or nothing. Please, let us send a good message out. Go and research on your own. Everybody, please. They cannot rig it.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Victor, for that wonderful information and illustration. Thank you. All right. Mr. ACBD, yes, I called you earlier on. If you're available now, please use your 2 minutes.
Thank you so much. Sorry for that. I had to quickly just, pick something. Yeah, so this thing of the PVC, to be honest, like some time back, I also said, I also shared like some of the stories I've had from a few people, close people that are in Nigeria. So it's just the problem. These people keep on saying, pick your PVCs, and they several times they go there, they are either not finding people, or they are telling them they should come back, or they are telling them one story or the other until these guys get disenfranchised, tired. Then sometimes they don't even go back, or they wait for a longer period of time. So this is the tactics that I don't, that these guys have been using. And to be honest with you, we have been hearing a lot of stories now coming from Lagos. So if it's happening in Lagos like this, imagine how it's happening in, in some places, maybe in the north or in some other parts of the southwest. But I would say Lagos more, because we know that is their principal's stronghold. So it's quite unfortunate, and the INEC, they just come out and say things as if by saying it, everything will change. That we are ready, we'll do this and that and that. And meanwhile, we are seeing people violating the electoral laws on a daily basis, and they are not doing anything about it. Are they prosecuting these guys? Are they punishing them? Because those are punishable offense. They are even supposed to find out how is it possible that you go to pick up your PVC and they are giving you a package with the pictures of the presidential candidate of another party, and these people are keeping quiet. That's why I'm telling you how complicit the media is. Because the media, I don't know for whatever reason, whether they have been cowed or whether they are now part and parcel of the problem, or it's just intimidation. For whatever reason, the media is complicit in this. They choose what to expose, they choose what to deliberate on, they choose what they want to make go viral. And that's why we thank God for the social media. Imagine if there's no social media. Imagine if this was like 15 years ago. What would have been happening now?
Okay.
So we thank God that that there's media, but it's just quite unfortunate that these things is happening. We are getting reports every day. There's even another story of somebody that went to the shop and said, "Bring your PVC or we'll close this shop." An Igbo man shop in Lagos. So
okay.
It's quite unfortunate, but we are hoping for the best.
Thank you, Mr. SCBD. Thank you, sir. Okay. I'll go to Alex now. Alex, please talk to us.
Yes, I just want to set the record straight. I want to address Mr. Israel about what he said about Pan-Africanism.
You are.
I did not.
I'm running.
Yes, I did. Yes, you are already interfering now, Mr. Najawash. I did not speak anything wrong when I said Mr. Bayagbon failed us, and he once told us about Patrick Lumumba, about Nelson Mandela, and about Julius Nyerere of Tanzania. And you cannot tell me, Mr. Israel, about Pan-Africanism because you have no rights, because you have always hidden on that, Mr. Obi's movement. Whenever it's time to address the poor people and their sufferings in Edo State, when it comes to your person, Mr. Governor Obaseki, Pan-Africanism was instituted by Patrice Lumumba and Kwame Nkrumah of Ghana. Pan-Africanism is all about you, first of all, caring for the poor people suffering under the wickedness of your oppressors. Whenever we are here addressing Edo State issues, I don't know for whatever reasons, you are always not here. And you dare to come and pick on me and tell me I should not address Pan-Africanism? Who are you to tell me that, sir? You have no right. Don't ever wait. Before you pick on anybody on this platform, check the name, because I will definitely come back with fireworks. So my point is this: Patrick Obayabon once told us about these things, and it's a disgrace right now because he has already deviated, which is all I said since. So if you are looking for someone to pick on, not me. Because you are not living like that at all, because you support the killings going on in Edo State. You can never address it. You've never done that. You always, hide under the guise of the Obi movement to do your doings, and we are watching you too. Thank you.
Address the PVC in 30 seconds.
Yes, they are all intertwined. But if you do not act, yes. The PVC saga for me is orchestrated by those in power. Edo State Labour Party are fighting the two demons, like the PDP controlled by the state governor, who is also a Fulani killer machine, and the Ahmed Bola Tinubu team with Oshomole and Obayagbo. The only NJE now is the Labour Party, who are the people. They have the majority of the numbers. We have to keep pushing. We can go to court. We have to keep pushing, and we have to take to protest and get our PVCs. So I want Mr. Israel to come out and address Obaseki to also take his hands off, because I'm hearing the government also has a hand in manipulations going on about the PVC issues. It's not just Tinubu and his gang. The governor also is doing his own things behind the system. So when you want to be a good person, come out straight. And when you want to pick on anybody, check the name. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. We are done. It's no more. It's not a bad thing for you to counter anybody if anybody speak about you. So as long as you guys are not insulting yourselves, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. If somebody speak about me, if I have the opportunity, I'll respond to you straight away here. So, but one thing we must understand, if I have to
become a leader, it's not very easy. To become a man, it's not a day job. Everybody's ambition is to become a leader and to become a rich man. That is the struggle. So my son, you should be ready to lay good foundation. Earlier the better. In the nearest future, you could be one of the leaders. So we pray. Amen. Thank you, my brother. God bless you. So my daughter, you should be ready to lay good foundation. Earlier the better. In the nearest future, you could be one of the leaders. So we pray. Amen. To become a man, it's not a day job. To become a leader, it's not very easy. Everybody's ambition is to become a leader and to become a rich man. That is the struggle. So my son, you should be ready to lay good foundation. Earlier the better. In the nearest future, you could be one of the leaders. So we pray.